was easy.
How you doing? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday morning, April the 12th, 2021. It's Bruce here, Uncle Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce, leading off another week of fun and merriment as we continue to follow the wild and wacky markets. And let's hope we all make money this week. How you guys doing? Did you have an okay weekend? Was it all right? I'm not complaining. I had an okay weekend. Got through it okay. Visited with a few folks that wanted to spend an hour with me on the weekend. That was kind of nice. Always nice to have. Always nice to have these one-on-one consultations. It's very enjoyable, and the time goes by so fast. It's unbelievable how quick an hour goes. I almost never finish on time. I find that we always go over, but that's just because it's so incredible. It's just so intense. I love it. Thank you, all of you who have over the past month and a half now, 2 months, have asked to have a one-on-one with me. Very humbling and enjoyable, and a number of you are already booked for a second time, which is just the ultimate compliment. Thank you so much. We try to go over whatever it is you want to talk about. I mean, some of you folks want to talk to me about your investments. Some of you want to talk to me about your present scenario. Some of you want to talk to me about where you are in your life and what's coming up and what might be happening and how to handle it. And I'm more than happy to sit with you and try to figure it out as a as a non-blood relative. I'm your Uncle Bruce, but I'm not that Uncle Bruce, and so you won't have to worry about me showing up at the at the Thanksgiving dinner, bringing up in front of the whole family. Well, we talked about this a couple months ago. Let me tell you the deep, dark secrets. I know that's not going to happen. So, thank you, all of you who've booked me and you want to spend an hour of your time with me. It's truly humbling and it's really enjoyable. It really is. It's a lot of fun, and we there's a lot of laughing and there's a lot of reflecting and a lot of I didn't know that. A lot of that comes up, and it's pretty good. So again, thank you all. If you want to have a one-on-one with yours truly, whenever you're ready, just send me a private email. The email should be down below here, brucefrommert@hotmail.com. And just say, Bruce, I'd like to book a one-on-one with you. When can you fit me in? What I am doing is I'm telling folks that we're now into the middle of May. However, I do get last-minute cancellations from time to time. Things happen, and so if you want to come in earlier, you kind of give me a heads up and say, hey, look, I'll take the date you've got, but if you can get me in earlier, I'll take the earlier date. And as soon as you've made your payment for your date, you're now on the priority list. You're now going to be slotted in as soon as humanly possible. So make your appointment if you like it. Get your dough in, and now you're on the absolutely as soon as humanly possible. We'll get together, usually Saturdays and Sundays, and it's a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody. What else is going on? The weekends, the weather is getting better bit by bit, I guess, around here. Good old Creston, British Columbia, where I am. We're going to hit 70s later this week. Oh my gosh. I think we get 2 or 3 back-to-back days where they're forecasting 70 or 72 degrees for the highs 3 days in a row. And we haven't seen that since last September. I can't wait. Boy, I can't wait. I want a hot wave. I'm looking for a heat wave around here. We haven't had a heat wave. We've got normal, and normal is 40s and 50s. That's normal. But boy, I'd like to see some more weather coming in here, some warmer weather, and crossing our fingers. We got sunshine coming in. Fantastic. Looking forward to that. Days are getting longer. I'm sure they are where you are too, and that's a good sign. And we'll see how your weather does overall nationally. It's still wacky weather out there from time to time, depending on where either in the US or Europe you are. It's just amazing. Thank you for watching me from around the world. Thank you, all of you. I just noticed Microsoft has agreed to pay $56 a share for Nuance, which is a $23 premium to the closing stock price. I think it's a $16 billion deal, or is it a little higher? Oh, they're now talking $19.7 billion deal. So Nuance, which is a speech recognition technology company, kind of like Siri. Apple has Siri. Nuance uses voice recognition. Now Microsoft has just bought it. Instead of creating one, they just bought this one, and they'll bring it into their fold. It'll take a while for that to happen, but the next 6 months they'll close that deal. And moving on, way to go, Microsoft. And I like what Microsoft is doing lately. They've been doing some acquisitions lately to build up momentum. And I like seeing that. I want to see Microsoft get going again. They've had about 15, 20 years where they've sort of digested all of their, growth from way back when, and they've maximized their cash flow. Now they got to grow again, and I like how they're just doing it, going, well, we have thousands and thousands of employees, but we also have, there are opportunities out here for us to grab companies and build up. So why don't we do that? Welsh Wizard has now become the latest, greatest member of this channel. Welcome, Welsh Wizard, to the show. Welcome to the gang here. I'm glad you've joined us. All of you who have become members, thank you for joining in. We already have 269 thumbs ups already for this show. I haven't even started talking yet. Thank you, everybody, for throwing a thumbs up our way. If you can see your way clear to hit that thumbs up button as soon as you possibly can to give the show some momentum with YouTube, it'll tell those artificial intelligence computers to send viewers over to here. I don't know. I got the John Wayne thing going. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. It's just in there. It came up. I bet you most of you who are watching me don't even know. You know who John Wayne is. You've heard the name, but you've never seen him. You probably have never. You probably don't know anything about him. You probably maybe have seen a movie of his, maybe, but you probably only know him from caricatures of his voice and his walk and what have you. He was a giant Hollywood star, kind of. Well, for these 80s and 90s, it would be Clint Eastwood huge. Today, who is close to John Wayne? Brad Pitt would be right up there, completely globally recognizable. Instant buzz whenever he does a movie. John Wayne was massive, but his last 10 years, he passed. He passed from lung cancer. I think they removed a lung, and then he had one left. He was a chain smoker. And again, I'm not judging John Wayne. Love John Wayne for what he did as an actor. As an individual, he had his views. It's okay. He's an actor. He did a great job, and he was Hollywood royalty. And there you have it. But let's move on from John Wayne. For whatever reason, that voice was in there. 392 thumbs up, 392 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. Only 8 thumbs downs, 392 thumbs ups. We are pushing a 50-to-1 ratio up to down. Thank you, guys, for hitting the thumbs up button as hard as you can, as quick as you can. 1,800 of you are now here. We just passed 400 thumbs ups already. That is a very high ratio to ask. When I ask for thumbs up, so I mean it. I really need them. And when I see this many, 440 now, 470 out of 1,900 people, that is huge. That is a huge percentage. It is really positive, and I thank you, all of you, for. There we are, 514 now. Really thank you. 10 down, 514 up, 531 up, 53-to-1 ratio. That is awesome. Thanks, all of you. GameStop. Let's talk about GameStop. Let's talk about the markets. Got a couple things I wanted to bring up today. The market on GameStop at the moment is showing a 157 last trade on the pre-market. This morning when I woke up around 3 in the morning my time, 6 in the morning Eastern time, the stock was pushing 164, 165. Ever for a moment, it was mainly around 162, 63. But it gave that up about an hour ago. It ran into some resistance, and now we're down $1.54 at 156.82. Volume light, 130,000. My headline today is basically question mark. Will GameStop go to 1,000 a share? That's the question mark, and the answer is yes, it can, but not for the reason you think it can. Perhaps not for the reason you think it. It all depends why you think it'll go there. Why I think it'll go to 1,000 a share might be different than why a lot of you out there think, or a lot of you are hearing about why it'll go to 1,000 a share. I read a lot about it. I know a lot of you read a lot about the company. You're following it closely. And then we see these what we call sensational clickbait headlines that come out talking about the company and what it's going to do and so on. But I don't think it's going to be it's not going to be a short squeeze. That's not going to make the stock go to 1,000 share. A lot of people were hoping that it would go quickly, right over there, and that would be it. But that's not what's going to happen. Yeah, it's possible the shares will inch up with some short squeeze rumors and hedge fund announcements. Maybe we just heard that Melvin Capital just had another big loss that they're talking about. And yeah, that is what it is. Why they're losing money may or may not have anything to do with GameStop. Doesn't matter. What's going to make GameStop go to 1,000 a share is how the company will be compared to other companies that are trading at much higher multiples than GameStop is. Where a lot of companies out there who are in the e-commerce trade, they're trading at what we call a sales multiple. They're not even trading at an earnings multiple, but a sales multiple. And the reason that companies trade at a sales multiple on the e-commerce side of things is because the perception is by investors that an e-commerce company's growth prospects are much quicker and could go much higher than a brick and mortar traditional retail company. And I'll explain this. I'll explain it like this. You go to your local shopping mall and you want to go to your favorite shops, you want to go shop. The shopping mall can only handle as many people as either mass transit can get them there, or how many cars can park in the parking lot. I mean, it's kind of a logistical thing. I mean, there's a certain limit as to how many people a shopping mall can handle. Now, through your lifetime and my lifetime, and I don't know how old a lot of you are. I know many of you are younger than me, all right? But as a 65-year-old ancient guy, I remember the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s when shopping malls were it. That was it. And I remember once a year I had to do Christmas shopping. My wife Jen loves Christmas shopping all year round. I looked at it as a chore, and I only wanted to do it in one go and just get it over with. And so of course, when I was not a retailer, and I have been a retailer, when you're not a retailer, you want to get it over with as quickly as possible. When you are a retailer, you're hoping it's a good 3-4 week run of momentum. But the reality is that a shopping mall can only take in so many people at a time because there's physical space in the concourse. There's only so many stores. There's only so many parking lots, so many parking spots, and then there are the roadways of north, south, east, west that get you there and get you out. And it's a matter of logistics. How many vehicles can come in per hour? How many vehicles can park over so much time? How many vehicles leave per hour? And can you handle the masses coming and going? And the busier a mall gets, the less efficient a mall gets, because you need a bathroom break every once in a while. You might have to wait a while to get in there. You need something to eat from time to time, especially if you're shopping with, there's two of you or there's a family of you. And now with kids, it's a very inefficient way to shop. But, the kids, you got to measure them up for shoes or clothing. Going to 10 shops, kind of handy. But of course, if they want to go into the GameStop store and they don't want to shop for shoes, and that's what you're there for, you got a problem, mom and dad, and there you go. Anyway, so shopping malls were limited as to what they can do and what they can deliver. Whereas online, there's no limit. I mean, how good is your server? How many millions of orders can you process in a week, in a month, in a day? And how much, it's a different ball game. It's just a click deal. The e-commerce seller, the logistics they have to deal with is the number of people coming into the site, number one. Number two, processing of the order, the acceptance of the money the checkout process and all of that. Again, that's servers. And then the inventory scenario. And that's the trick of it, is the back end of the e-commerce business, which is a massive warehouse with machinery that can handle shipments, human beings that can sort, receive in merchandise, and then pick merchandise and repackage merchandise, label it, and get it out the door. A lot of this at like an Amazon warehouse is very automated, and the company is spending millions and millions of dollars to not hire human beings to do most of the work, if at all possible, to cut that cost down, because machines are just that much more efficient. And can a company like Amazon and others build up the volume of business to keep the costs low, operating the business, and therefore with the volume of business earn a nice little profit? And that's what it's all about. Whereas a GameStop store in one shopping mall, they're limited to how many people can walk past the front door and come into the shop. And yeah, I remember Christmas time in my store. I used to sell sports clothing like hockey jerseys and baseball jerseys and NFL caps and coffee mugs with sports logos, these medallions that were on wallets and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, we had anything and everything to do with sports. And there were times, not often, but there were times at Christmas time where we'd have 20 people in the store and we'd have 2 or 3 at the till all day long buying stuff. Those are great times. But the reality is, a cash register in a store or a second cash register, there's only so many dollars you can bring in per day, per hour. And of course, the staff, the actual humans that do it, they have to watch for theft. They have to service the customers to help them find what they want. They have to then process the transaction to take their dough, get them packed up, and have them go on their way. And it was just, these people also needed bathroom breaks. They needed to eat from time to time. They need to sit down and rest from time to time. There's limitations. That's a limitation of a brick and mortar store. And you've been into, you all have been into department stores where you can't find help, even though you're ready to buy. And other times you've been in department stores where there's staff everywhere and you're not ready to buy and they're ready to sell. It just doesn't match. Whereas with an online company, wide open all the time, ready to go. So companies that are in the online world get valued at a higher multiple than brick and mortar stores do. It's just the way it is. And so GameStop, once they become recognized by Wall Street as a predominantly e-commerce outfit, their shares will be valued as such. That's what's going to make the stock go to $1,000 a share. There it is. I hear right now 33 to 35% and climbing to 40% of their sales are now more and more online. But the critics are going, yeah, but that's not true, Bruce. These online sales are a little misleading. They're talking about how they have these store pickup things. And, that's kind of not truly online. It's kind of online where the person orders the product, click, click, click with a mouse. But they still have to go to the store and pick it up. So that's kind of half and half. But admittedly, it is a transition to the other. I mean, the public, the buyer of the merchandise is buying from the comfort of their home or their office or wherever they happen to be, the local diner. They're buying wherever they happen to be located physically. Doesn't matter where they are, as long as they have a phone or a big ass iPad or a laptop, you can order online. The question of picking up or delivery, that might be a little logistical. I understand that. But the reality is more and more GameStop customers are becoming more and more comfortable ordering from their GameStop provider product. Now, in some cases, they order an item, but they don't realize that the item they're ordering isn't in the city they're in. It's not there. It's in the city next door, or it's in the warehouse back in Grapevine, Texas. Or in Canada, it's in Mississauga. They're in Vancouver, West Coast. It's on the East Coast. But the order is placed. And then the company responds and says, got your order. Delivery time for this item will be 3 to 5 days. This item you'll have tomorrow. Oh, this item you can pick up at the local shop if you want. Otherwise we'll just bundle it up. What do you want? And the customer then decides which way they want to go. You want it all just shipped to your house in one package, or would you be happier that it just comes to you in segments? Great. Or do you want to go to store number 1, pick this up, and wait for the other 2 items to show up in next 2 or 3, 4, 5 days? But that's the direction GameStop is going. Once the street, the community at large that always values stock, they begin to predict the future of GameStop on an e-commerce side of things. It's at that point that we can then truly say, you know what, we can compare GameStop's numbers to Chewy's numbers, or we can compare GameStop's gross percentage numbers to the gross percentage numbers of Amazon or of eBay or of any other online shopping outfit that's out there. We can even compare it to like Best Buy. We can say, well, Best Buy and GameStop, there's similarities. They have lots of stores. They have, but they also have an online presence. And here's what analysts are saying about Best Buy's numbers. Here's what analysts are saying about GameStop's numbers. Is one undervalued versus the other regarding analyst perceptions of profitability and what have you, survivorship and all that kind of stuff? Well, of course, in the GameStop story, the virtually every analyst that covered this stock the last 5 years was talking about the ultimate demise of the company. And so to turn them around, to even get them to admit that the company isn't going under, that's step number 1. Step number 2, now to convince these guys that GameStop is actually going to grow and going to prosper, well, that's another big if. And we've already seen the beginning of the turnaround with regard to the latest changes and add-ons of staff and now Mr. Cohen taking on the leadership role of the company. So we'll follow all that. But if the company gets to be viewed as an e-commerce company, it's very likely that the shares will be called by analysts at much higher prices per share than they are trading at. And it's very likely that the shares of GameStop will reach 1,000 a share based on current sales, projected sales going forward, where the street goes, yes, this company is a survivor. It's not going under. It is a conversion story to e-commerce. And the evidence is this year in 2021, 1,800 leases are expiring out of the 5,000 leases they've got. They might only keep 600 of those stores running. The other 1,200, they're going to let them go. And they'll be down to 3,800 stores by the end of this year. Next year, another 1,800 leases come up, and they might only keep 500 or 600 of those stores. They'll be down to 2,800 stores by the end of next year. And you can just see how down goes the brick and mortar footprint very quickly. This is fast. And how quickly it's replaced with the e-commerce side. And that's where analysts have to be shown. They are saying, show me that your e-commerce can truly do 5 to 10 billion a year in sales. If you can show me that you can do 10 billion a year in sales from e-commerce, pure e-commerce, from your warehouse locations globally, then we'll give you a 10-time multiple on sales. That would put you at $100 billion market cap. Well, 100 billion market cap is well over $1,000 a share. A 70 billion market cap, 70 billion, that's 1,000 a share. That's how many shares are out now. 70 million, 70 billion market cap. That's 1,000 a share. Show me that you're capable of that, and we're buying in. Ryan Cohen, I think, with his gang at the headquarters, they're looking at the numbers always and the spreadsheets, and they're figuring out, well, if we sell X amount of dollars of merchandise with these kinds of margins, with lowest of overheads possible, we can have ourselves a nice net margin out of here. And but we can also grow in an exponential way to the global gaming market rather than to the Houston area only for our 20 stores and our Dallas store area, that regional area, 15 shops. Those are gone. We now have maybe one shop in Dallas, one in Houston, and we have the big warehouse in Grapevine that does the rest in this great, huge region. Cover Texas, and we cover the western U.S., and we cover the Southeast. We cover the Northeast, the Northwest. We do the UPS shipping routine, 24, 48-hour delivery. Yeah, we will service our customers in the U.S., but also we will have warehouses around the world to service all of our clients globally, because that's the market we're actually going for. The big market is the global market. That's what Wall Street needs to know. That's what they want to see. It's simple. That's all Wall Street is asking. Show us a global plan above and beyond the US. Show us that you're reducing your brick and mortar footprint. You're increasing this deal here, and we believe you. And the company, which a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, announced that we might sell up to 3.5 million shares of stock to raise up to $1 billion as our first little go around. But we'll let you know when we get there. We get there, and the company does have the 600 million cash on hand, roughly at the moment. So that would put them at 1.6 billion in cash, with less than 300 million owing. Puts them in a very strong cash position. And of course, at any time, they might come out with an announcement. You might see the company come out with an announcement in July or August where they say, we just raised $3 billion on a deal. We're not even going to the market with the deal. The deal is a done deal. It's a bought deal. We have sold off $3 billion in stock already, or we've raised $3 billion through a bond offering at half of a percentage point interest, with conversion into stock at 20% over the market for the next 5 years. And that price is adjustable every year based on the market. Instead of just 20% above the current trading day here, it's a conversion into stock once a year at the option of the bondholder to maybe 20% per year if they want to convert for 5 years in a row at 20% above the market for a full year. It can be a complicated or simple routine, but they may well come out and say, we just raised $3 billion. We now have $4 billion sitting in the bank. We have the kind of money we need to develop out our warehouse system in Europe, to develop out our warehouse system for Asia, to finish off, more in North America perhaps, or South America and the continent of Africa. We're now global when it comes to the ability to move merchandise, and we're hiring people at all these locations to handle it, as we've been laying off people around the world out of the retail store. So every time these small shops close up, there's 10, 20, 30 employees per store, or whatever the number is, that will be shifted out of retail into the warehouse side. And yeah, at the end of 5 years, the company is 90% warehouse sales through e-commerce, 10% retail, and the employee count is about the same, or maybe a bit less, but it's pretty well dominated by e-commerce employees versus retail employees. And the e-commerce business, 24/7, it never stops. So orders come in 24/7, product gets packaged and processed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so that raises the efficiency of the corporation. Instead of being a 10 in the morning until 9 in the evening mall location kind of retailer, this is a 24/7 arrangement. And you've got, you don't have 5,000 different lease agreements with each landlord, and you don't have city taxes to worry about in every town you're in. You don't have to worry about sales tax in every jurisdiction you're in. You're just running your warehouses. There might be 7 or 8 of them globally, and you've got your personnel at each one, and you got your number one home-based server farm that handles the whole incoming thing with backup and cloud services and everything else. And so anyone anywhere in the planet can order in an item from GameStop and have it delivered to wherever they want, which is just what Amazon is doing, which is just what others are doing. GameStop is going to become the expert in the electronic gaming area. So that's what would make the shares go to 1,000 a share. The squeeze, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great if there was a failure to deliver squeeze come up. That would be great. If there was a hedge fund that got called in and they had to cover their short sales, that'd be great. If a brokerage house decides enough's enough, we are carrying too many GameStop shares short that we've been borrowing from other, we're not going to carry that kind of level anymore. We're going to double our margin requirement, by 100% more. And the person, the entity, the thing that's short will say, no, we're going to buy these back. We're going to buy them back. We're not going to carry the short position. That would be fine. That would all be great. But that's not what's going to make it go to 1,000 in the long run. That can give you a nice little blip in the meantime. But the big picture, the corporate picture, that's what is going to be at the end of it, the final deal. And how this stock will react, just watch Chewy. Chewy will probably show you the roadmap down the road as to just how this is going to go, because Chewy is now a profitable corporation. Chewy now makes money. And Chewy will continue to make money. They will continue to grow their business, and they will continue to add to their profitability. Chewy will likely be written up by a bunch of analysts over the next 3 to 6 months, and Chewy will start to get recommended by analysts to buy the stock. It's right now $84 a share. Chewy has been as low as 36, as high as 120. And do not be surprised if down the road in this next few weeks and months that a bunch of analysts in Wall Street start to recommend Chewy as a buy for the medium long term. They up their price targets on the company, and the stock will just meander on up there. That is the road for GameStop. That is the highway they're going to be on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's where they're going. And GameStop is not going to go another direction. There is no other direction to go. You're either a brick and mortar company, or you're going to e-commerce, or a little of both, which some companies do. But I think that GameStop will go 90% e-commerce when they're finished with what they're transitioning to. That's where I think they see their future and their growth potential. And that's why I think Ryan Cohen is there. And that's why I believe he's attracting in the kind of people that can get the company there. And now you have to ask yourself, how much time am I going to give these guys? How patient am I going to be? If you felt that when you bought the shares of GameStop 3 months ago, 2 months ago, last week, whenever, that this was going to be a quick flip to 1,000 a share, and I'm a happy camper, you might be disappointed in the timing. On the other hand, if your attitude has been, well, I like the Cohen factor. I'm a Cohen guy, girl. I want to buy in the Cohen story, and I'm prepared to give Mr. Cohen and his gang the time they need to convert this company to where they're headed for. Then more power to you. You won't wake up one morning. You're not going to wake up next week and find that the shares are 1,000 a share. I don't think that's going to happen. I think what you're going to find is, over the next coming weeks and months going forward, and each quarter going forward, you're going to notice that the shares keep finding a new trading range all the time. They seem to find a new trading range, and that it used to be in this 160 to 200 range, or 150 to 180 range, and now it's kind of 180 to 210, and then it's going to be 220 to 250, and it's just going to find these ranges, because as time goes on, the Tony, I just got a message from Tony. They feel, I think investors are going to feel that this is a company that I'm prepared to ride up to 1,000 a share, and I think it's going to be a comfortable ride rather than oh my gosh, Friday it closed at 158, and on Monday morning it opened at 475, and on Wednesday it was 8.44, and on Friday it was 1,000 a share. Not going to happen. I don't think so. Those are dream scenarios. So we've already been through one of those. I don't think we're going to see another one like that. I think we're going to see this slow, steady rise, and that might be a lot easier for a lot of us to take. Alexander, Ryan Cohen's vision for GameStop is paramount, but I wouldn't underestimate the impact of the failure to deliver and fake shares. Buying GameStop now is like buying Amazon at 160. Well, Alexander, you could be right. We'll find out. Time will tell. I just am happy about knowing, I'm comfortable saying that the shares are going higher no matter what. They're going higher. And it doesn't have to be for an overnight flip. It can be a solid, steady, nice growth curve here. Chart Stock, thank you for becoming a member. Another member is in the house. Also, thank you to KW McCabe. Uncle Bruce, good morning. I'm a little confused. Are you saying there will be no short squeeze on Game? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying there won't be a short squeeze. I'm saying that those of you who believe that a massive overnight surge in the stock like January is going to happen again, you might be disappointed that something that dramatic and severe and instantaneous is not likely in the cards. I think what we're looking for is a squeeze. Yeah, there'll be pressure on the stock. There'll be pressure on deliveries, but I don't think it'll be the kind of pressure that moves it up $200 a day for 5 days in a row. I don't think that is coming. Would I like it? Yeah, sure, of course. Who wouldn't like to see the stock go to a 1,200 a share in a week? I mean, yeah, but that won't necessarily be healthy for the long-term run of the stock. I think what we're going to see is a combination of corporate developments that are just undeniable, of the company's legitimate value going to rise, and its stature is going to rise, coupled with this constant drumbeat of pressure that will just keep hammering this stock over time. And one will help the other, of course, as the shares begin to come up a little higher because of corporate moves. Don't be surprised that as the shares get higher and higher up, the pressure on the shorters gets worse and worse and worse from a dollar point of view, because to carry all these shares negatively, you're paying unlimited possible losses. And with a little bit of a squeeze here, a little bit of a squeeze here, we may be onto something. There is an analyst out there. I just noticed a headline here: GameStop shares fall for the 6th straight day after ascendant analyst downgrades the stock to a sell. There was a report this morning that an analyst has downgraded the stock from, was it from 10 to 9 or from 12 to 10, something like that. It is. I go, okay, great. Any analyst can say whatever they want, whether they're right or not, whether they're accurate or not, whether they're realistic or not. They can say whatever they want, because I guess, it's still a free country down in the USA to do what you like on this. Fair enough. Great. Okay. So we have an analyst out there that has said to the world that he thinks that the shares are worth less money than the last time he made an analytical estimate on the company, despite the fact that a whole bunch of corporate moves have been made in the last 6 months, and the fact that in the last year, the company has issued absolutely zero stock to try to pay its bills. They have not had to dilute their company like many other companies have had to dilute themselves to survive the pandemic. This company has not had to issue any paper at all to pay rent in shopping malls and keep employees from getting laid off. This company has qualified and has received huge tax breaks from the American government because of the COVID relief plan that was announced back last year. I think GameStop received $50 million in tax rebates that they paid in the past. They've only got 200-something million, not even 300 million in total debt. They haven't had to go out and reach another, go to a banker and borrow 500 million to survive. That hasn't been done. Every cruise line out there, all three of the big cruise lines, they're now $60 billion more in debt than before the pandemic. And yet those shares are higher, which just, they've issued tens of millions of shares to dilute their investors by 40 to 60%. Stocks are higher. Ridiculous. You've got this company with 70 million shares outstanding, haven't had to raise a dime from any share sale. They have 600 million in the bank, more money than they owe. They have more cash in their bank account than they owe. Hello, that's massive. That is huge for a public company. Any public company, that is massive. That is not normal. That is abnormal, like we say in the Frankenstein movie. Abnormal. That is abnormal, and yet no love from certain analysts. And an analyst can come out anytime and reiterate their position or change their rating from a hold to a sell, which is what's going on here. This analyst is saying it's a sell. The fact that on the 9th of June, which is less than 2 months from now, Ryan Cohen will be in charge of the 6-person board of directors. Two new board of directors just announced last week. Pretty good people. I think they might not be done with the board of directors, by the way. I was just thinking about this morning. I was going, I kind of wonder if they're not yet finished with the announcement of the board of directors. Remember, I was mentioning to you guys a couple weeks ago, wouldn't it be great if the company would kind of come out with a little announcement every once in a while about we just nominated 2 new people to the board of directors, and then a couple weeks later, we nominated another one, and then a few weeks later, got another one. Because to me, I'm thinking he can go to 15 people, and if every one of them that comes into this board of directors group is a fan of Ryan Cohen, it solidifies his position as chairman of the board. That's not going to be in jeopardy. But I kind of wonder if that's what actually is going on, and they're faking us out, saying that, well, we're going to have 6 board members. We're going to have 6 board members. And I'm kind of wondering to myself, I bet you they might not have just 6 board members. Maybe they might have 9 or 11 or 15 down the road. But it'll be every couple of weeks before we hear about another one. I'm just kind of wondering how this is going to play out. Anyway, that's just me. I'm just sitting here going, I think there's more to this story. We'll see. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. Films, thank you for popping in with this donation. Keep up with the positivity, Bruce. The attendees are near. We are the money. There you go. Thank you for that comment. Appreciate that. And I thought I saw another one, or did I miss the other one? Oh, I guess we're up to speed on all the comments. Thank you. I have a feeling there's more happening here behind the scenes that we're not necessarily going on here. Can you explain why you think the squeeze is over? And I said I don't think it's over, but the explosion squeeze, that one that we got in January, I don't think that's going to repeat this time. I think what we've got now is a slow motion. It's kind of like the mafia, they want to get something out of you. You have a secret they want you to tell, and you don't want to tell the secret. They just put your head in a vice, and they slowly turn the vice, but they squeeze it out of you. Sooner or later, you'll talk, You don't really want to be in that position, by the way, because it usually doesn't end very well, because you don't usually see those guys walk away, after they spill their secrets. Anyway, I have a feeling that the squeeze is on, and it'll be ongoing for months, which will just lead to additional movement for us. That's how I look at it, and I'm happy with that. I'm okay with it. I thought you said all shorts must cover. I agree, all shorts must cover, and I think all shorts will cover, but I don't think they have to cover on the same hour, at the same day, in the same week. Something tells me that they may cover over months. That's just my take on it. The evidence is such that, as I see it, it doesn't look like we're going to have a massive, in 1 hour, you better cover or else. I don't think that's happening. I think this is going to be a slow motion thing with the corporate good news coming on top of that to just keep throwing a little lighter fluid on that campfire. Keep that thing going. It's going to be a while. Dave Caddy, thank you for this donation. Appreciate it. Anyway, there's kind of where I'm thinking the shorts are going to have to cover. And I think there are a lot of shares out there that shouldn't be out there. I still maintain that. Would not be surprised if 210 million shares are trading around or more, when only 70 million should be. Not pro-pooing that either. But I just don't get the impression that at this exact moment in time, the heat is on for these guys to cover up their position, because it's just not happening. The volume here is so quiet, so slight. What are we at now? 17 minutes before we open for the day, and we just haven't got a lot of volume going here. It's 154,000 shares this morning. Another weekend has come and gone. Everyone is apparently aware of the, how many shares are out there versus how many should be out there, and yet the stock is at 157.20 a share. What does that tell you? Interesting. Tony, we've been trying to get Tony out of jail here for a while. One of our viewers, Tony, he's a member of this channel. He can type a message. He sees his message on his computer, but we don't see his message on the computer. He's unfortunately, and so he's just saying to all of you out there, to all my fans out there, thank you for all the love and support. It's lonely here in jail. Us apes do not belong in a cage. I am innocent, and I will keep fighting until my release. I'm hungry. Please send crayons, says Tony. So, Tony, we're thinking of you. We're working on it. We're going to keep trying to figure out a way to get you through it. But I think what's happened is, I believe there's an issue at YouTube with a number of members of a number of channels who are stuck in purgatory, and they know it, and they're resolving it. They're trying to figure out what the glitch is, and that's what I'm hoping will happen very, very shortly, because it's in YouTube's best interest to resolve these issues. Believe me, they want all members to be able to comment, because that's what we've set them up for. And so we're waiting for that to happen. If you're suggesting, AB says, if you're suggesting we get run-ups to 300-ish like last month, we should consider selling to some to take profit and buy in lower. Are you suggesting that? AB, I've not mentioned anything about this. You are mentioning it, but I'll comment on this comment. Each of you have to decide what it is you want to do as investors in any investment you make. If your attitude on GameStop is, whatever Cohen does is fine with me and I'm going to ride this thing, then you are an investor for between 1 and 5 years. If you're going to give this 35-something-year-old guy a little bit of leeway, you're going to give him time. Now, will you make money on the stock between now and 5 years from now? I suspect, yeah, I think so. I think the odds are good. But what day and what week and what month do the shares make the biggest move and then go from there? That I can't answer, because I don't have a crystal ball that gives me that kind of information. But I like the odds that with Mr. Cohen in charge, and with Mr. Cohen already bringing in the kind of people that we have noticed to transform this company, it's not going to stop. He's going to continue to bring in exactly the kind of people to help transform this company to the e-commerce level. To me, that's great. That is really positive news. Now, the shares, between short sellers being squeezed out, corporate news coming out to keep the game going, where could they go and how high? $300 range? Yeah, that's entirely possible too. But what should you do is the question. And this is what you're asking here, is what you're asking me to tell you what to do with your stock and how to do it. And I can't tell you specifically what to do. Each of you make your own minds up regarding timing. What kind of return are you after? What's your strategy? If AB is suggesting that he's thinking of selling and then buying back and then selling back, well, then AB is not an investor. AB is a trader of stock. He's a trader of stock. There's nothing wrong with that. And you can be a day trader or a weekly or a monthly or a yearly. Still nothing wrong with that. And you can still consider yourself to be an investor for the long haul as well. Nothing, I'm not disputing any of that. You could also be the kind of person that owns stock and you're going to write options against it. You're going to take the options market offer of some of the highest premiums that call options can get of any of the stocks out there. And you're going to write call options against the stock to take in some serious cash. You might want to do that. None of these strategies is incorrect, wrong, immoral. It's all good. It's a question of, does it fit you and your investment objectives? Some of you might decide, if they get back into the 300 range or 250 or something, I might sell some of them. And maybe I'll sell half my stock. And if the stock backs up 30, 40, 50 bucks share, I'll buy those half back again. And I'll just trade in and out with half my position, always holding one core position in case that I'm wrong and it just keeps on going. Okay, you can do that too. You can also trade right call options on half your stock, or 3/4 or 1/8 or whatever you got. You own 1,000 shares and you want to write 2 call contracts against 200 of them. Knock yourself out. The other 800, you're not going to do anything with them. Totally your call. It's all up to each of you individually to decide which way you're going to go with this stock, short-term, medium-term, long-term. And none of it is wrong. None of it. Because the only way we can judge anyone about their account activity is by historical returns. So 10 years from now, yeah, we could, we're sitting around a campfire one night comparing notes. Well, what did you do in 2021 with the stock? Do you remember? And if you've documented, you go, yeah, I remember. I bought it at this price, then I sold some, and I bought some back, and I wrote some options, and then Those expired, and then I bought some more shares. And yeah, I mean, now you can give yourself a play-by-play recap of how you did. Others will just go, I remember buying it at around $50 a share when it came back down from the big run in January. I did research and I like what I saw. I bought the stock up and I didn't do a dang thing. I just sat there and I didn't do anything for 2021. I was tempted though. Man, was I tempted to trade this stuff because looking at that chart. But the problem with the chart is it's history. It's not a future predictor. I didn't know, and I still don't know the actual direction of the stock minute to minute, day to day, where it's going to go. And so my attitude was, I like it. I like the company. I like the guy running the company. I like the way he wants to go with the company, and I'm just not gonna do anything because I'm in for the long haul, and I think the stock can go much higher than 157 a share. So I never sold it, and I never flipped it, and I never did anything against. I just sat there and held it. And yeah, it took X amount of time from when I got in until when I saw, my first real profit that I thought about when, wow, I've done really well here. What should I do now? And then I reflected on, the stock's now trading at this level, way up here. And what is the prospect from this point in time for the next 2 years going forward? And I just like what Cohen is doing because I knew that the company would not go back to where it was in 2019 after 2021 and 2022. I figured after 2021 and 2022 for 2023, 2024, and 2025, the company would continue to shift to this direction over here. And lo and behold, I was right. And the stock has done extremely well for the next 2 or 3 years. And then I reflected again on what I should do. And welcome to the world of investing. Every shareholder of Apple has done this a million times since 1980. Every investor in Amazon, in Google, in Netflix, in Facebook, you'd rattle off any of the companies out there, Microsoft, and on it goes, Cisco's and many others. How many times have investors thought to themselves, what should I do now? Whether they're up, even, or down on the stock, you're always asking yourself, what do you think I should do? And that's a healthy discussion to have, either with yourself internally or with yours truly on a one-on-one. I get these all the time, or even on a platform like this with myself and or other viewers. You're always asking yourself, what do you think? Well, what are you saying? Are you saying I should do that, or are you saying I should do this? And my answer is always the same. I'm not here to give you investment instructions because I'm not your broker, but I'm going to give you in plain English the overview of what's happening and what could be happening and where we could be going. And you have to decide for yourself what to do for yourself. That's the beauty and the curse of the markets. Welcome, folks, to Stock Markets 101 with your Uncle Bruce today. It is Monday, April the 12th, 2021. Holy moly macaroni. Is time flying or what? We've got 7 minutes to go until we open for trading today. The GameStop shares are down $1.03 to $157.33. Is that a bad start to the day? Not really. Is this a disastrous start to the week? Not really. Volume in the pre-market, 164,800. Pretty kind of quiet. So we're not in any trouble here today. We're just flat right now. The shares have had a rough week or two, so they kind of might be oversold here a little bit. So there could be a bounce, but I don't know if this is the day, but there could be a bounce. Rob Tal, Uncle Bruce, been listening to you preach every day since January. Please explain to members further your change over the weekend on the shorts positions. I haven't changed. I'm just reflecting on what I'm seeing, and I'm just giving you the play-by-play as I see it going along here. And I've noticed in the last 3 weeks, as you have, the shares have backed off from the 200s to where we are here. And I'm kind of getting the impression maybe we are bottoming out here for a bit of a pull-up, a little pop-up on a bounce, because I think we're oversold. But it's possible that even though the shares have come down to this level, what we're not seeing is we are not seeing an increase in volumes. This is a good thing, by the way. It's a really good thing. If this stock was in big trouble and the company was in big trouble and those who are long stock have given up on the company and the shorts were winning the war against the longs, to me, I think we would be seeing millions of shares trading every hour, like 20, 40, like 50, 60, 80 million shares a day would be trading hands where people are dying to get out and the shorters are happy to take the stock back to lock in profits. The reality, though, is I think the shorters on average aren't in the money very much. There are shorters who shorted this stock at 220 to 250 a share in the last few weeks and months. Yeah, of course. I'm certain of it. And they're sitting on a profit right now, but they were probably short at 50 bucks a share as well. And then when they started selling at 250 or 280, whatever they start shorting more at, they were trying to raise their average price on their short positions so that if the shares come to here or down to 100 maybe, they would be ahead of the curve. Something's telling me that they're not yet there. Those who need to buy stock to cover their short positions are not chasing the market. That's one thing they're not doing. We've noticed this for the last week and a half. The shares have just been slumping and slumping and so, and there are dips which you are taking advantage of, and I say good on you. And many of you are looking for another dip and another, and you're going to keep picking up stock, and I say good on you. But these shorters have not yet realized or have not yet figured that this is the point where we really can only get this back at. We can't get it any lower than this. They're thinking, probably, maybe we can get it lower than this. So we're not going to show our hand that we desperately want to buy a bunch of stock now. We hope maybe it'll go lower. But there will come a point in time where the selling will dribble right out and dry right out to nothing. And more buying will come in from two sources. People who want to get a dip or just want to hold it long term, and the shorters that need to cover short term. And when that moment comes, there will be a spurt. And yes, it could be a $30 to $50 shot. Absolutely. Will it be a $500 shot in a week? I don't think so. I don't think so. There's not enough corporately that I'm aware of, although I don't know everything, but I don't see anything corporately that'll make that happen. There's only one thing that I would say could create a sensation for the stock, an absolute blow out the front door party sensation that could last weeks, and that would be an appointment to the board of directors of an individual of the stature of an Elon Musk. That I guarantee you would create a market buzz like no other. But I don't think that's happening. I would love it to happen. I mean, hey, Elon, you want to do GameStop shareholders a favor? Not that he needs to do anyone a favor. And I don't think he owns any shares himself. So I don't know why he would want to. But maybe he and Cohen are talking all the time. We don't know. And, Cohen is saying to him, you know what? I would love it if you became a director of the company. One, I could, certainly use your insight. But two, for our company and our reputation and our perception in the open market, this would be so huge that just you joining the board could pop this market to 300 a share in like a week and a half. And at that point, we would issue our 3.5 million shares from the treasury. Not even that. We'd raise our $1 billion without even issuing all 3.5 million shares. And that would pop the stock to 400 a share. I mean, all this is possible, but I'm not telling you it's going to happen. All right. I'm just saying it's possible. But I think what's likely to happen is between now and June the 9th, the annual meeting will take place. Mr. Cohen will be the chairman of the board. And I think there's going to be a lot of news coming out about the company going forward that Mr. Cohen has in mind. And I think you're going to hear his voice. You're going to actually hear him talk about it through his actual voice. Because at this point, he hasn't been talking. He hasn't. Have you seen an interview with Mr. Cohen lately? I can't find one. There isn't one anywhere. He's certainly welcome anytime he wants to come on to this show. Hang out with us for a little while. Tell us whatever he wants to talk to us about. You want to talk to us about ice cream cones or cats or anything else, whatever you want. I mean, I will open the floor up to Mr. Cohen anytime he wants. Mr. Musk, if you've got a couple of minutes on your hands with nothing to do, you want to show up with Uncle Bruce for a little while, that'd be great. Jennifer Aniston, by the way, if Jennifer's watching out there, you're more than welcome to pop in here. Look how quiet we are. You're more than welcome to pop in too. Look, Brad Pitt, you want to talk about markets? You come on over here. Markiplier, you want to be on the air with me live? You just let me know. Just give me any of you out there. Casey Neistat, you want to join this channel? Hey, I'm looking for any kind of promotion I can get. But back to GameStop. If Mr. Musk would like to give me his 2 bits worth of ideas on this company, or just share with us what he thinks about GameStop, whether he's going to become a board member or not, more than welcome. And if you would really rather just talk about Tesla and SpaceX, I'll give you the time to talk about Tesla and SpaceX if you don't want to talk about GameStop. I'm easy going. I really am. I'm one of those YouTubers that'll say, what do you want to talk about? Come on in. KW McCabe, didn't you say that the stock was also under attack and contributing to the artificial price drops? I've said all kinds of stuff, and I will keep saying all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of pressures on the stock. There's all kinds of upward pressure, all kinds of downward pressure, and there's all kinds of sideways pressure on this stock, and will be going forward. It'll never end. We will send you a postcard from the moon, says Walter. Look, I want the stock to go up to 1,000 a share. I really do. But I have a feeling I kind of know what definitely is going to do it. I know for sure what can make the stock go to 1,000. I know for sure what. But what I can't guarantee is what you think the stock how it'll go to 1,000 quickly. That one I can't guarantee. I would be more than happy to have it happen. I'll cheer it on. I'll promote the fact that it is happening. I won't hide the fact that it's happening. Yeah, sure. I'm there, man. I'm there. We were just at 159 a minute ago. We were up $1 a share just a minute ago. We're 158 right now. Yeah, I'm there. We're open now on the open market. So let's see what we're going to do. But we also have to be realistic about what to expect. 158.38 up 2 cents on the day. There's your opening right there. Volume on the opening today, 332,000 shares. So it's very quiet. But you know what? It is not a $20 drop to start the day. And I will take that as a win, because in the last several, week and a half, whatever, I mean, it hasn't been great. I mean, this is the last week for the GameStop shares. There it was a week ago. Here it is Friday, right there Friday, and here it is now. We had a little bounce late Friday, little bounce. That's where we're at right now. 159.66, 159.66, up $1.30. Thank you very much, GameStop. Let's go up $1 an hour all day long. How about that? $8 gain in 8 hours. I can handle that. Give me that for the next 3 weeks in a row. Every day, $8 gain, 15 sessions in a row, $120 gain to the 280 mark for 3 weeks. I'm a happy guy. You don't have to go to 280 today. You go to 280 in 3 weeks from now with that kind of a steady growth. Boy, I could sleep comfortably at night knowing that. You bet. No problem at all. Anyway, 160 now, 161, up 285. Here we go. We may have a little bounce here because I think it's oversold. I think we've had too much selling too fast in the last 2 weeks, but this might only be a partial bounce back, or it could be a serious bounce back. Please go. Just go higher. That's all I'm asking. AMC 937 down a nickel, unfortunately for AMC. Vector Acquisitions down a nickel at 11.05. Navside Holdings up 2 cents to 9.99. Social Capital IPOE 1780 up 3 cents. That should be SoFi at any time. That will change its name and its stock symbol at any time. This today, tomorrow, Thursday, next Monday morning, at any time, that should be changing to SoFi. I'm just waiting for the announcement. Don't know when they're going to make it. That's top secret, by the way. Gore's Holdings, 1369 up a nickel, going to become Matterport. That one is still 30 days away, but when it comes, I will bet you, I have a hunch that just a week or 10 days before that happens, that you will begin to see inklings of movement on the stock. I'm just guessing. I'm not guaranteeing it, but I think that the IPOE volume we've had in the last week has been tipping everybody off that we're about to become SoFi. Gores will happen. A VG acquisition, VGAC down 2 pennies. SVAC Starboard unchanged. Fortress Value down a penny. We got a very quiet opening here. Vanek Vector Semiconductor Fund down 2 cents. The senior executives of computer chip manufacturing companies will be at the White House. Is it today or tomorrow? It's coming up to have a chat with the president to talk about the global chip shortage. The United States government is going to step in with dollars, incentives to get chip manufacturing higher, especially on U.S. soil. And this is all good news. Vanek Vector's fund at 254. You pick that stuff up and don't come crying to me in 3 weeks that, oh, I missed it. I'm telling you, you buy this stuff. This is a good long-term hold for the next 3 to 5 years. And I think it'll do really, really well. And you don't have to guess which company is going to be the winner inside this thing. Just buy the fund and thank you for the ETF. Let's go. Home Depot down 18 cents. IBM down 88 cents. Who cares? The Dow is down 29 points. S&P down 3. NASDAQ down 42. I'm not worried about this. We're at record highs right now. Microsoft down 40 cents. Apple down 76 cents. Tesla up 8.45. It's been recommended as a buy by Canaccord, and they're talking 1,071 a share. Not 1,070. 1,071 a share. Bed Bath & Beyond has broken the $30 barrier at $30.53, up 50 cents. BlackBerry is up a penny to $9.14. And the cruise lines are down a little bit. Royal down $2 a share to $87.82. Norwegian, it's off 90 cents to $29.64. Carnival down 75 cents, $28.55. That's what we're showing. What we're showing over there. GameStop 161.50, up 3.14. Can you believe it? It's actually up $3 in the first 5 minutes of trading, first 7 minutes of trading. GameStop is higher. Why is it higher? There's no selling coming in. There's no selling. It's not. People are not in a hurry to offload the stock, which means that there are buyers going, well, I thought I was going to get a dip here. Where's my dip? I want a Monday morning dip on this stock. Not happening. Now they got to wonder, well, will these shares continue to go up, or will they dip in the next 20, 30 minutes like they always do? Because we always know in the first hour of trading, there's a dip. And you got to wonder how many folks are waiting at 156, 151, kind of wondering, I'll pick this up. Now, are we not in a short sale restriction? I think we are. I think this stock is on a short sale restriction trading platform right now. So you can't just short this at any price you want. I believe it can only be shorted on upticks. We'll watch for that. But I think that's what we got right now. We'll watch for this, see what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for popping in here and seeing me today. Appreciate that. We've got 848 thumbs ups already today with 3,800 people watching. But I can tell you that there are a number of people really upset with me this morning because I'm trying to give you the real picture of what's going on, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want me to talk about what is really happening. They want the kumbaya story about happiness and only fairy tale stories. We have 142 thumbs downs this morning because people are upset that Bruce has turned on the stock. And it's not true. GameStop will go to 1,000 a share. Yes, it will. But it'll go there most likely because of its corporate game plan. which is the reason the stock should go to 1,000 a share. I'd love it to go to 5,000 a share on the short squeeze. Oh yeah, sure, you bet, yeah, I would. But I'm not sitting here saying I'm a YouTuber because this stock is going to be squeezed to 10,000 a share. That's not why I'm here. I'm here to give you the market in plain English. And in plain English, I am telling you, there are factors that could cause the stock to squeeze higher. Yes, there are. But the most likely factor for this stock to go higher in value will be when Wall Street says collectively, this company is becoming an e-commerce company, and by doing so, will be trading at a much higher level than they are now. And even if we compared this company to Chewy, this stock is already a $500 to a $1,000 stock. This stock is already underpriced by a third to a sixth of where it should actually be, based on Chewy's existing and expected sales numbers, based on GameStop's current and expected future numbers. That's what's going to get the stock to 1,000 and keep it there. The stock will not go to 1,000 and back to $150 a share because of corporate developments. Short selling squeezes, the stock will do what it did in January. It'll run its way up. It may or may not get messed with Wall Street. That one I can't tell you about. And then it'll back off because short squeezes eventually peter out and stocks give up a whole bunch of ground. And a lot of people get sucked in and the last third of the move. How many of you watching me right now, how many of you, hold up your hand, you know who I'm talking about, how many of you watching me right now bought GameStop for the very first time at prices over $150 a share, over $250 a share, over $300 a share? How many of you heard about GameStop for the first time when the stock was at $350? That's when you actually first heard about it. Many of you who are here were caught in the GameStop squeeze when you got sucked in to buy it at the very high end of the whole thing. Maybe you didn't know, or maybe you did know, that only 2 months earlier, before you bought at $250 a share, the stock was at 10, and you paid 25 times higher for GameStop than the stock was trading at only 2 months earlier. And yet you went ahead and did it anyway. And you've been asking yourself, what was I thinking? What's wrong with me? Some of you sold right away and got out. You made money or broke even or lost a little. And then a lot of you, and this where I tip my cap to you guys, you bought this stock back and you bought it at $38.50, $40, $42, $44, $48, $50, and you've had a run. You've had a run to 346, now back here, 157.46. And many of you are even right now, slightly ahead, slightly below. But none of you, I think very few of you are left sitting here watching me right now in on this stock at 360 a share. There's got to be 1/100% of you that are in that position. I would bet you that more than 80% of you are in this stock where the shares are right now. You're in this neighborhood, give or take 10 or 15%. So you're into it for 120 to 200 a share. And I'm telling all of you out there who are holding the stock, if you guys are going to sit here and hold these shares going forward, I think what you've got is a wonderful profit coming up for this company, but it's going to give it to you. The profit is going to be given to you for sure, absolutely for sure, from the corporate side. All the moves they're making as a company because of Ryan Cohen. That is your answer. That is your long-term solution to whatever your problem is with GameStop. Whether you want to make, want it to go to 300-400 a share and just make a nice gain on it, or whether you think it'll reach 1,000 a share and you'll just make a killing on it, or whether you think the stock can go to much higher levels than that, Ryan Cohen is your answer. That's your absolute ace in the hole. You got Ryan Cohen in your corner. Could you make a lot of money on the stock because a short squeeze factor could kick in any moment, or a rumor comes out that a hedge fund is down $2 billion and needs to buy back 5 million shares to get out from a position. They've got a margin call, and that could create a lot of hype. Yeah, that can happen. It can. Can I guarantee it? No. Can anyone guarantee it? No. No one can. We can only hope for something like that. We can only hope that there are 25 hedge funds collectively short 100 million shares, and that they have to cover their stock from a failure to deliver point of view, the clearinghouse, brokerage firm margin calls, whatever the reason, they all have to cover their stuff. We can all want that to happen. But can I guarantee you, watching me live, where I'm talking to you in plain English about what is going on in the market, that this is absolutely going to happen? Can't do it. No way. No way can I do it. How can I do that? Where am I pulling that one out of my butt? I can't pull that one out anywhere. Doesn't exist. We're at 151.98 right now. We're going to see these kinds of moves on the stock. It's going to take 15, 20 minutes to go up $3, $4, $5 a share, and it's going to take 30 seconds for the stock to take a dive from 164 to 150. And this is not normal trading. This is not corporate trading. This is not investors changing their minds that Cohen can't do what he wants to do. What is this? How many times have we talked and watched this attack? We know what this is. We know that this is a group of investors who are short a ton of paper, I think 150 million, that need the stock to crap out. They need you to give up and lose all hope that there's no way this can be salvaged. They want you to forget about Ryan Cohen. They want you to forget about the people that they've been hiring over there. They want you to forget that the company is going to become an e-commerce company. They don't want you to even think about Chewy and their success when it comes to this stock here, even though the same guy that created Chewy has created this company here. They don't want you to think about that guy. They can't stand it that you're going to think about that. They want you to think about what they want you to think about, and that is giving up the stock at $50 a share so we can get out from our 150 million position. And they will stop at nothing to crater your stock at every opportunity. And they'll wait 16 minutes into the trading day of the stock, as I was saying a few minutes ago. Will they wait a little while and then attack the stock? Yes, they did, because every day there's an attack on the stock, if not more than one a day. And I was saying only 10 minutes ago, there's a bunch of you I know who are trying to get a dip on this stock. You want it at 156. You may want to get it at 151. You've got orders out there to try to scoop up this paper. It touched 150.05. That's how low it got on this run. 150.05 was the low trade so far on the day. 1.3 million traded. Right now it's 152.66. Whatever number of stocks came in were picked up by bargain hunters, dippers, and now it's at 152.35. The question now, of course, is how many new orders are coming in at 150.51, 150.50, 150.55? How many buyers are lining up buy orders between 150 and 151, 150, a share to maybe get another dip on this thing? Are there buyers putting buyers in at 146 a share to stay ahead of the 145 print? Are there buyers trying to buy the stuff at 141 maybe? They might get it. It's possible. Right at this second, 151.69 is where the stock is trading at. And what will make this stock go to 1,000 a share? This action right here or the corporate action? I'm betting on the smart money says the corporate action will ultimately make the stock go to 1,000 or much beyond that. But can a short squeeze turnaround be the one that we get first, and will the stock hold that kind of a gain if it gets it? That is the question. I can't answer that question right now. I can't. I can only tell you what I see. The corporate side of it is the one I believe in. We have a new member, Michael Simon. Michael, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you're here. It's nice to have you join us. Like I say, folks, what are we watching? What's happening? 150.27 right now. It's coming down again. Is it going to hit a new low? 151.43 just bumped a buck. It touched 150. It just touched 150. obviously whatever buy orders have come in weren't enough to have it not touch 150, but there seemed to be enough buying at 150 to let it where it wouldn't go through it. But are we into attack number 4 in just a minute or two from now? Is this possible that we got another 500,000 shares coming in? Are shares being shorted on this stock to drive it down? Are Chicago option writers, naked option writers, are they running the stock down to try to then cover up their positions to deliver contracts, deliver stocks against exercise? I don't know. 150.59. We're coming down again. Here we go again. Another run on the stock. We're watching it, and like I said, it is what it is. You have to decide for yourselves. Are you in this for a potential short squeeze bounce, or are you here for the corporate story, or both? Depends on your timing and your inner convictions. 150.12 right now. We are taking a gun. It's getting hit. It is coming in with stock 150 right now. 150 looks to me like it's going to break through here. There is stock coming in for sale. 150, 149.32. They have busted through, and that is 1.7 million traded now at least. I'm going to get another update here on the volume. 1.77. I think we just had 250,000 shares come in the last minute and a half to drop this market to 149.39. Now 148.58. How many buyers are at 146, 145 and a half trying to pick up stock down here? We're down 5.8% today. And how much will come in? Will it drop more than 10% this morning and be on the restricted sale list for tomorrow as well? I don't know. We're here. I'm watching. I'm with you. We're back to 150.52. Welcome to another morning on this stock. What can I tell you? What can I say? How many shares did they borrow? Question mark. People are laughing. It's my new fave. Support 150 just got ripped right through there. Yeah, touched 149, 148 something, I think. Well, let me double check this now. We're at 151.10, low of 148.58. That was the low just a minute or two ago. Volume 1.89 million. That's 400,000 in the last 7 minutes, easily. Probably in the last 10 minutes, at least a million plus shares. 1.3 million, maybe 1.4 million in about 10 minutes. That's what we got. Here we go. Dan, Bruce, I like the stock and I'm in for the long term, but it is clear your tone has changed about squeezing. Any reason for this? I've explained this the last hour. I've been talking to you about it. Stick around. We're watching it. But it is being affected by factors here that are, I think, still the same group that we've been watching since it was 346 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, got to 346 on the rebound, and then just got hammered down to 172, came back to 285, and hammered down, came back up, hammered down, come back up. Here we are at 150 a share, still getting attacked. How many billions of dollars are on the line for hedge funds? This is why it's getting hammered. There are billions of reasons why hedge funds will keep hammering this stock down to break your spirits. I keep saying that you guys keep picking these dips up. Sooner or later, there is just not stock available to keep doing this. But I don't know how much further it can go. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. I don't get these printouts, and I don't get the calls from the brokerage firms telling me, "Oh yeah, they're out of stock now, Bruce. Don't worry, it's all going to turn." I have no idea. That there will come a point where the turn will happen. It will be severe, but the question is, will the turn take this to 250 to 275, and will that be it? Or will the turn happen when Cohen comes out and says, "Oh yeah, I just attracted a new director to the company. It's so and so." And that person coming onto the board will convince Wall Street, "Oh, it's all different now." And then the hedge funds will go, oh no, we don't want to hear that. We don't want that person to be on the board of directors. This is going to screw us up. This will cost us billions. And there's one guy that I know that this could happen with. There's one guy that has cost hedge funds tens of billions of dollars in losses in the last 2 years. There's one particular person. You all know who it is. We all know who this gentleman is. We all know these electric cars this guy's famous for. That one individual has cost hedge funds tens of billions in losses. Tens and tens of billions. That one individual joining this board of directors or in any way getting involved with this company in any way, I have no idea how it would happen. I don't know what it would take. I can't say. I don't know. But we're at 148.07 right now. We're at a new low of the day right now on the stock. And it isn't happening at this moment in time. Could a Mark Cuban make something good happen? Yeah, he'd be an interesting that'd be an interesting guy to have on the board of directors. He would be a not quiet person. That person would be very vocal with his thoughts going forward. But I don't know if that'll happen either. I don't know. We'll see what's going on. We're not leaving. There you go. That's exactly what's happening. We're not leaving. I just got some more. 147.03. This is where it is. Alex, the ordinary guy, just became a member of this channel. And I think Alex is going, I'm not leaving. 146.84 down 11.52 is where we're at right now. We're not leaving. We're not going anywhere here. We're going to buy more of this stuff. We're going to keep buying this stuff up. And the lower it goes, the more we're going to buy. Well, the good news is that the cheaper it gets, the easier it is to buy more of it. That's what happens. I mean, at $300 a share versus $150 a share, you can buy 2 shares for $300 instead of 1. Obviously, volume now 2.25 million. So I would say almost 2 million have come in here of selling. I don't think, though, it's retail investors getting out. It doesn't look to me like retail investors are getting out. I think what we have here is a series of orchestrated short attacks, sell attacks, to drive the market down as hard and as fast as humanly possible. That's my guess. Now, AMC is not having a good day either. $9 a share on AMC, 8.2 million. It is also getting attacked, and it's not stopping. The Dow down 70, S&P down 10, NASDAQ down 100. The big markets are not plummeting. Far from it. They're down 1/5 of a percentage point with regards to the Dow, 1/4 of a percentage point for S&P, 0.7% for NASDAQ. These aren't, terrible mornings, but we've got a little wave coming in, and that's what we're talking about. Why are you saying that GameStop is more than Tesla based on fundamentals? I don't know how you get that. When did I ever say that about Tesla and GameStop? No. Chewy and GameStop, yeah, but not Tesla and GameStop. You heard something from somewhere, or your hearing aid isn't working very well. Check your hearing, because it's not Tesla and GameStop that I'm comparing to. What can I say now? Okay. 200 people have given me a thumbs down this morning. Yes, there are 200 thumbs downs. There are 1,100 thumbs up. So we have a 5.5 to 1 ratio, thumbs ups to thumbs downs. Now, if you think that I think the stock is garbage, you give me a thumbs down. If you actually think that I don't like GameStop, you give me a thumbs down. If you think that I like GameStop and that I think it can go to 1,000 a share, you give me a thumbs ups and show the world what your thoughts are. All right, here we go. 1,200 on the upside. 213 on the downside. 221 people now on the downside actually think that I don't like GameStop. There you go. That's what you folks are telling me. You're saying 221. You're saying Bruce hates GameStop. 1,400 are on the upside going, Bruce loves GameStop. 229 are now saying Bruce hates GameStop. Use your thumbs and tell me what you think. Tell the YouTube what you think. What do you think Bruce thinks about GameStop? Bruce hates GameStop. 232 people are convinced that Bruce hates GameStop. 1,400, 1,500 now are saying, no, Bruce likes GameStop. That's the battle going on right here. It's a 7.5 to 1 battle or something like that between plus and minus at this moment in time. 230 viewers actually believe that I don't like GameStop. It's incredible. It is, I'm not sure who you've been watching since January, but I welcome you to the show. I guess I welcome you. I don't know. Should I welcome you? 237 say Bruce hates GameStop. It's 141.44. There's 1,500 giving me the thumbs up going, no, he likes GameStop, but he's being realistic about GameStop. But 238 are going, oh, no, he's not being realistic. He hates the company. He hates the world. 1,600 on the up, 241 on the down, 242 on the down. Here they come. Just give me your votes. Tell me what you think. Tell the world what you think. Show YouTube what you think that I think the GameStop story is all about. Go on. It's your chance. I welcome you. I'm not afraid of thumbs down. I'm not afraid of them. 243 on the downside, 1,600 on the upside. It looks like there's 10 or 20 on the downs come in, and then 100 come up on the upside. That seems to be the ratio. But look, what can I say? I love you, and you're more than welcome to make your opinion known here. Just keep it respectful, of course. But look, 250 on the thumbs downs now, and 1,600 on the thumbs ups. That's what we got right now as a ratio. There are 4,000 people here right now watching this show, and only 1,850 actual votes have come in. It's a minority of viewers. Out of 4,000 viewers, only 250 think I hate the company. That's pretty good. I mean, 4% of you think I hate the company. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. 96% of you are either neutral, or you like what I'm talking about, or you know that I like the company. 1,700 now are saying, yes, we know you like the company. You talk about GameStop all the time, and you're more positive on it than negative. But you are being realistic, and I am getting those reluctant, I think, votes. 254 on the downside, 1,700 on the upside, and I really appreciate all of you giving me your opinion. It's all good with me. I don't have a problem with it. Randy, can you explain how borrowables, known as firms that lend out already purchased shares to shorts, is a thing? Places like Fidelity does this. Why? See, brokerage houses, you folks have to understand, they make money in many, many, many different ways. By the way, Jordan Belfort told us to give up on the squeeze too. There you go. The brokerage firms out there make money in a whole bunch of ways. Stock right now down 8.6% on the day at 144. Low of the day 140. We closed at 158. That's an $18 drop, or a $15 drop. We probably are in a short, restricted short mode. We were, I think, already today anyway, but now tomorrow it'll also be short. It won't be shortable. I think that's the truth. Brokerage firms make money different ways. They make money from margin accounts, where people borrow money from the broker. Some houses will charge you up to 7% interest on the money you borrow to buy stock. I don't know if you know this, but each brokerage firm has its own rate. Some are very aggressive and say, oh, no, we only charge 2.5% interest. Some say, oh, we charge 1.8. Others are quiet. They charge 5%, 7%. They charge a higher rate. So they make money on money, all right? They make money on the money that they're lending you to play the market. That's number one. Number two, the brokerage house, of course, makes money when you trade. They want you to trade. They don't care about the price. They just want you to trade the stock. If you can just trade more often, they make more money from you because they're taking a half a penny on each side of the trade. You'll notice sometimes it'll say, congratulations, you bought 6 shares of GameStop at $143, $32.187.48. Like, you're down to like 1/10,000th of a penny. They are scooping up upwards of a half a penny, 3/4 of a penny or more per share you trade. Now, you might only trade 5 shares. I mean, how can they make any money trading 5 shares? Well, the reality is they're making the money on the buy side and the sell side if they happen to be on both sides of it. Not always, but sometimes they are. And the fact that it's all done by computer and it's all done in milliseconds, and there are millions of trades a second going through, or per minute going through. And so the firm might be making $15,000 a minute in profits from trades. Every minute, 60 minutes an hour, $15,000 a minute, just zipping through the bottom line. These pennies are falling out of the bottom of the slot machine into their bucket. And they don't care about the price of the stock necessarily. They care about how many shares you're flipping and how often. And they encourage you to be an active trader. The more active you are, the more money they make from you and the other party, because again, it takes two to tango, a buyer and a seller. Whether you're the buyer or you're the seller, they don't care. They just want to be on either side of this market and scoop the deal. So that's part of the game right there. Why are you so down on GameStop after Melvin reported being down 49%? Are you defending the hedge funds, Bruce? Are you a shill? Oh man. I'm just saying, hey, just be realistic as to what you're seeing here. Why is the stock $145 a share right now? Why is it down here? Why is it 144? Why did it get down to 140 today? Why did it do that? It opened up higher this morning. You remember that? We were at 163.90 20 minutes ago. Why did it go from 163.90 to $140 in 15 minutes? You have an answer for me? I have an answer. I think I know what the answer is. It's being dominated by the short sellers who are still short at $50 a share. These guys need this stock to crap under 100. They got to get it to about 75, 80 bucks. I think. I can't guarantee it. I can't show you in writing that this is definitely it. I can't show you a statement from a hedge fund saying, well, look at here's where they shorted it, and this is exactly what they need. I can't do that, but I'm looking at this market going, well, as a 40-year veteran of how this game plays out, these shorters have long timelines. You've probably figured this out in the last couple of weeks. These guys have enough money to carry positions that could cost them billions of dollars, and they still can't be panicked in. Why? Because the stock didn't go to 1,000 a share. It only got to 483 back in January. It only got to 346 about a month ago, and now they're 145 a share. These guys have more money than you have at the moment. Now, will they have more money than you have as the street, the brokerage community as a whole, begins to buy into the Ryan Cohen philosophy, which is this company is going to become an e-commerce seller, and it's going to become a very successful e-commerce retailer. It's going to be very profitable as an e-commerce retailer, just like Chewy is quickly becoming a very profitable and very successful e-commerce pet food and supply retailer. This company is going to do the same thing. When the street says that, yes, GameStop is going to become a very successful e-commerce retailer. Once the street as a whole, and you're part of the street, all of you watching me right now who are here, you small retail investors, I'm hitting my computer, I'm hitting my music stand. All of you out there, you're part of the street. You are, but you're just a part of the street. It's the rest of the street that has to buy into what you are buying into. When that happens, or for every one of you watching me right now, and every one of you that are a retail shareholder of this company, whether you're watching me live or on a rerun, or whether you're hearing this speech from a friend, if the word gets out that for every single shareholder of GameStop that believes in the Ryan Cohen game plan turns into 100 additional buyers of stock, it's all over. It's all over for the hedge funds. Then they don't have enough money. But right now they do have enough money to battle you guys and drive this market down to try to shake you out of the stock. Right now they are winning this war to a degree. They're getting the stock down, yes. Are they getting the volume up? No, they're not getting the volume up. They're trying to get the volume to 50 to 100 million a day, so they can shake all of you out of this stock so they can pick it all up. But they want it at about 75, 85 a share. That's what I think. That's what they're trying to do. Right now, it's 146.76. It's up $6 from the low of the day this morning. Volume, 3.8 million. 38 million? No, 3.8 million. That's all. I think there's over 200 million shares floating around out there. Been saying this for months. I'm going to keep saying it, because it's true. I think it's true. I think there's really over 200 million out there. But not enough stock is coming in for sale to satisfy these short sellers. And so they're playing this game, right? And they're saying to themselves, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We haven't been defeated at all. We've taken this stock from 346 on the second rebound. We've taken this market and we have crushed it down to 146 a share. And we're not done yet. We're going to keep crushing this stock. As long as we can keep doing it, we're going to keep on doing this. And if it takes another month or another 6 weeks, we are going to grind you guys to a pulp. We're going to keep doing this sell, sell, sell until we can't do it anymore. When can't we do it anymore? When there are more buyers buying the stock from us than we want to give you stock. When buyers come in here and pick up dips on the stock and run it up 30 bucks a share on a dip. We aren't seeing those. We're seeing dips down $15 a share with a $5 recovery, down 10 bucks a share more with a $5, $6 recovery, down $15 more with a $5, $6, $7 recovery. We have not yet seen a dip where the stock gets crushed by $15, $20, $25 a share, and then we have a $50 bounce back. We haven't seen that yet. When we see that, we've turned it, but it hasn't happened yet. The dips are here. There are rebounds. Yes, there are, but then there are redips. Another one and another one and another one since it reached 346. So the first one was the most violent. It went from 346 to 172 in 25 minutes with 5 trading halts. I mean, that was the crush of crush. But it came back to 285 an hour later. But it didn't go to $430 a share, did it? It didn't go higher than 362. It didn't even get there. It stayed 80 bucks below that price. And that was the turning point that the shorters were looking for. The shorters were going, where's the point where they won't support it anymore, where they won't drive it to a new high? Once we see that, we will attack this stock. And that's exactly what's been going on. The technicals are showing it. Here we are. So we've had it as high as 360 or 164 today, as low as 140. I'm rounding it all out. So it's a $24 drop approximately today. And right now it's at 146.89. It's only come up $6 from the low. 146 this morning. If I would have said to you, would you have been happy getting stock at 146 because it was just a 164 a few minutes ago? You might have gone, that's a great dip. I'll buy that dip. Well, you've had it. You've had more than that. People aren't buying it right now. It's now to 145. We're going lower. These shorters are successfully finding ways to drop this market down 2 steps and only 1-step recovery. And it goes down 2 steps with a 1-step recovery. We're not getting 3-4 days in a row where the buyers are saying to the sellers, you haven't got enough stock anymore. We haven't got to that. Right now, the buyers are actually saying to the sellers, yeah, you got more than I can buy. You got more than I can buy right now. And so it's coming in. It's either short sales by declared shorts, short sales through artificial means, or stock that's being piled up to be used to short again, to sell again, legitimate sales of stock that have been amassed by these buyers. Again, these sellers are also buyers, and they're just selling it. They're buying a bunch back, and then they're dropping it again. And it could well be that from 140 to 146 in the last 15 minutes, most of the buying could have been from the same guys that just sold it. But what they're finding is if we buy back 250,000 shares and then we sell them again in a hurry, we can drop the stock $10, $15. We can drop it more than it'll recover. So we drop it and then we buy it up and then we drop it further. We only have to buy it up a little bit, drop it further. We're going to keep doing this until you stop us. And right now, you guys aren't stopping them. And it's not your fault. It's the way the market is. This is psychological. This is all in the mind of we got to crush the spirit of the holders of the stock. And we've got to get people to start thinking about the fact that, oh my God, I'm down to my break-even price. I was up 80 bucks a share 2 weeks ago. Now I'm down to my break-even. Oh, should I get out? Is it all over? That's what they want you to do. That's the game. It's the psychological water torture game to get you to submit and cave and jump out the window. That's what they want you to do. So what I'm saying, although, me talking like this, I just received 264 thumbs downs today because people believe that I hate the stock. The stock on the upside, though, I got 1,800 folks going, no, you like the stock, but at least you're telling us the way it is. So 1,800 kind of agree with what I'm saying, but 265 don't like what I'm saying today. They're really upset with me today. 4,200 of you are here. 4,266 of you are here, and only 1,800 of you are giving me a thumbs up, and 271 now are saying Bruce hates GameStop. Of course, you already know I hate AMC, and I hate life in general, and I really wish everyone just would die. I mean, I'm a downer. I'm just that guy. Oh, we got 1,900 on the thumbs up. We might hit 2,000 thumbs ups, which could drive the thumbs downs crazy. We may have that happen here. 1,900 on the up, 283 on the down, and the stock's at 144.96. That's what's going on. You know what I find, though, is that when the stock goes down, I get more thumbs downs. When the stock goes up, I get more thumbs ups. I find that too. There we are, 2,000 thumbs ups. All of you who've given me a thumbs ups today, I want to say thank you so much for your support by giving me a thumbs ups. I thank you. Those of you who've given me a thumbs downs, 284, thank you for giving me 284 thumbs downs, because we now have almost 2,300 thumbs coming into this channel, which could bring more viewers to the show. So it's all good for the show. It doesn't matter. It's all good. But I feel for you. If you're giving me a thumbs down, you think that I hate GameStop, you're probably not listening to what I'm saying, or you don't want to listen to what I'm saying. You hate the way I'm saying it. You're disappointed that I'm saying what I'm saying. You'd really rather I just give you happy stories all the time, and you'd really rather not hear the truth of what's going on. I think that's what's happening here, and I get it. It is much more depressing to hear what's happening when when it is going down. I mean, when it's going down, you don't want a guy keeping talking about it, but that's what's happening. The stock is down today. It's 145 right now. It's under some pressure. It is what it is. I can't stop it. I can't make it go up. I can't make it go down. I can only tell you what it's doing. And we have 4.16 million shares traded today, which is kind of light. That's not heavy volume. 10 million in the first hour would be action. That would be but this isn't action. So something's telling me that, yeah, we reached 140.39, and now we're at 144.54, and we may or may not get another leg down here. I don't know. There might be so many buyers coming in here who are looking to buy this stuff up at these dips. They're asking themselves, is this 140 kind of it? Because if so, I'll pick this off here. Maybe it'll go to 155, 160 later today. The day the stock gets hit enough, and then it turns around and jumps up 30, 40 bucks a share higher than where it closed at, not from the low of the day, from where it closed at. When it has a 10% gain on the day after getting crushed by 15% during the day, that is the moment that, if that doesn't wake you up to the fact that it's over, we're on a run here, that's what's going to come at you. So look for that. We're at 293 on the thumbs downs, 2,100 on the thumbs ups. So it's a 7-to-1 ratio. 7 more people love me than hate me today. Thank you for that, everybody. I do appreciate it. And again, I accept your vote. Whatever it is you want to say, you say. There's a bulletin here on MarketWatch. GameStop stock remains in retreat as ascendant analyst calls it a sell. Duh. Well, what do you think a guy that gives it a $10 valuation is saying? I mean, really? Like, no kidding. Welcome to the obvious there, Sherlock. He is calling the stock price target of $10 a share. All right. Maybe you should give him the thumbs downs. I don't actually agree with this guy. Just by the by, I'm not agreeing that the stock should be a $10 stock. And if you think I am, you are really not paying attention to me. But it's all right. You're allowed to think what you want to think. We're doing what we can. Thank you, those of you who've been making some donations to me anyway. It defies logic sometimes. I appreciate this support. Why are you down on GameStop? People are asking. Why? I'm not down on GameStop. GameStop. I'm not. East infection. Why is good old Unky Bruce going backwards on everything he spouted the last few months? Apes occupy Wall Street if squeeze is compromised. Again, you guys, those of you who think that are just not listening to me. You have not been listening to what I've been saying. I'm telling you what I'm seeing in plain English that's what I'm doing. I'm not a cheerleader for Wall Street bets. Wall Street bets follows me. Yes, they want me to be like them and cheer on everything that they're cheering on. I can't do that. I can only tell you what I see happening, and I'll comment on it in a plain English kind of way, because I think that's what the majority of you are here for. If you want me to be a cheerleader, or if you only want to hang out with people that are cheerleading stocks that you want to go up, then you've got to find your cheerleader. I'm not that guy. I am Uncle Bruce telling you as I see it, this is what's going on. And sometimes it's not what you're going to want to hear, but you should know it. I think you should know it. Knowledge is power. AB SMHQS. Should we wait to see what the result of the panel with Biden is all about? This is on the ETF with respect to the VanEck Vectors ETF. It's down 290 at 253 today. If it's a logistics nightmare because of China, either way, it's good long years, regardless of what happens in 3 weeks. Right. I love the ETF, the SMH. I really like it. And the 60 companies in there, I'm guessing almost all of them will do very well. I can't tell you which one will do the best, though. That I can't tell you that. But the fund, that ETF, I think it's going to do great. I think it's going to do really great. If you took a look at that fund in the last, say, 10 years, have you guys ever seen a chart on this thing? Let me show you just to kind of help you out. First of all, well, let's look at a 2-year chart. This is SMH, 2-year chart. Check this out. Let me get rid of that there. Look at that. This is April 2 years ago. This is last year when the virus hit. We got that glitch that everybody went through. And then look at this chart. That's 2 years. This is what I'm expecting the next 2 years on VanEck Vectors SMH. You want to write options on this? You can do it. You can buy this and write call options against it. You can buy call options and gamble on this stuff if you want to buy a 1-year contract out. You can do that if you want. But I would buy this stuff, and if you get 100 or more, maybe you want to write a call option against it. Maybe it's a 253 right now. Maybe you want to write a 280 call option for 2 weeks and bring in some extra money. You can do that. I like this deal, but I also like this company right here. I like this company right here called GameStop. You might not believe it. You might. Just give me a second. Just want to have a chat with you. Okay. You might think that I don't like GameStop because I talk about how GameStop has good things and bad things happening to it. You might think that I don't like GameStop because I'll tell you when the stock is down on the day, and I'll tell you when the stock is up on the day. You might think I don't like GameStop because I didn't shave this morning. I just didn't feel like having a shave today. So you might think he's scruffy, and so that's a sign he doesn't like the company, and so we don't like him. But you gotta make up your own mind. All right. I just don't like shaving every day if I don't have to. Okay. But I do like GameStop. I like the management of GameStop. I like the direction the company is going. I like the corporation GameStop. I like the whole corporate story GameStop. I like it. Do I like hedge funds? No. Do I like what hedge funds are doing to the stock? No, I don't like it. Would I like to stop it if I could? Sure. Tell me how I can stop it. How can I stop hedge funds from slamming bids on the stock? You tell me how to do it. Is there a simple way, something I can do to make that happen? You let me know. Do I believe the shares will go higher? Yes, I do. Do I believe the shares can someday reach 1,000 a share? Yes, I do. I really do think so. But is it going to happen this afternoon? Probably not. Does that mean I hate the company because it's not going to go to 1,000 shares, $1,000 a share today? No, I'm just telling you, I don't think it's going to 1,000 today. Okay, it's at 143 140.50 right now. 140.50 is where it's trading at right now. And that's near its low of the day. And that's too bad, okay? But that's where it's at, okay? 140.02 was the low this morning. That's the low trade right there. 140.02, volume 4.5 million shares right there, okay? This is where it's at right now. 140.30, okay? I'm not putting it there. I'm telling you that's where it is right now. Now, you don't have to like it. You can hate that price. Good. It's okay. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with you at all. You don't have to like the price of the stock. It's right now 140. It's going under 140 right now. I'm sure of it. It's going to go under 140. You don't have to like it, but it's happening. And I'm going to tell you it's happening. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I'm not going to pretend that we have to like it. But we have to accept whatever the market gives us when the market gives it to us. And sometimes it gives us bad things. That's just the way the market is. But I've been around since 78. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all. I've seen jets fly into skyscrapers in Manhattan. I've seen it all, okay? I never thought I'd see that, but I saw it. I've been through the '08 meltdown. I knew it was coming. I knew there was a meltdown coming. I just didn't know when and how bad it would get, but oh, it was bad. We're here in 2021. That's where we are right now. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. I don't like it. It's really inconvenient for me right now to be in a pandemic. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I find it very inconvenient and very frustrating because I don't like being locked up in my house. As much as I enjoy hanging out with you, especially this close, those of you who've got 65 and 75-inch screens, I find that this might be a little too uncomfortable for you because you're looking into an old man's face. Just saying. I don't like it either, okay? But I have this long-term positive view on many things. And one of the things that I like is, and I'm looking forward to it, I think the pandemic is going to go away eventually. It's going to become a much less of a problem eventually. I think more of the world's going to get back to normal sooner rather than later. I think we're going to be allowed to travel eventually. I believe I will get my vaccination on one arm and then the other one on the other, or the same, whatever it is. I'm going to get my 2 shots. I believe I'll be immune to the virus, I hope. I believe I'll be traveling. I believe I'll be seeing you folks on the road. I think that Jen and I will be doing meet and greets where we're going to be announcing that we're going to be in Dallas on a certain day in 3 months or 4 months down the road. We're going to be lots of warning. We're going to tell you the hotel we're going to be at for the convention room. And we're going to see you guys. I think that's going to happen. And you guys can come up to me and say, I agree with everything you say. I agree with half of what you say. I don't think you know what you're talking about. We're going to get it all. And I think a lot of you are going to want to shake my hand, and I'm going to want to shake your hand. And I think a lot of you are going to come up to me, and I'm going to try to shake your hand, and you're not going to let me shake your hand because you're going to want to give me a big old hug. And that's okay too. I'm really looking forward to these meet and greets. I'm really looking forward to the next year or 2 and 3. I'm excited. I think GameStop is going to make a lot of you very wealthy, very, very wealthy. But you got to have to earn it. You're going to have to earn it. And the way you have to earn it is you got to give up something that we all have a little of from time to time. It's called time. You got to give up some time. You've got to give up some patience. And you've got to take days like this in stride. You've got to be able to handle it. You can't handle days like today. You're not going to handle success either. Because if you can't take down days, you can't handle up days. Because up days are just as hard to take. In the long run, success is a tough thing to take on sometimes because people look at you and go, ooh, you're successful. And then there's certain expectations of you all of a sudden that are unfairly put on you. Some of you have had very successful private lives because you've worked your butts off to get the success. And you have got family members and friends and coworkers and acquaintances who put unbearable pressure on you because, well, you're successful and you can handle it. Not a fair thing, but it is life in its simplest form in a way. GameStop is making you earn your reward right now. It's not GameStop and Grapevine, Texas that's doing this to you. It's the market as a whole. And the market is actually people. GameStop makes zero money if you buy or sell the stock right now. They don't make any money from you, whether you buy their shares or sell their shares. GameStop makes nothing. The share price is simply a reflection of buying and selling interest in today's market at this moment in time. And right now, while I'm talking to you live, the stock's at 142.58. And that is a reflection of the last buyer and seller getting together to come up with a deal. That's all this is. The seller is saying it's going lower. The buyer is saying it's going higher. And that's all there is to it. And it means nothing in the scheme of the world. It's not a Democratic issue. It's not a Republican issue. It's not a conservative issue in Canada or a liberal position or an NDP position. It's not a political decision in Europe. It has nothing to do with the cost of tea in China. It has nothing to do with anything. The stock trades between buyer and seller all the time, as do all stocks on the stock exchange trade all the time. And the rest of us, I bet you 90% of us, 99% of us today won't even do a trade today. We won't buy any. We won't sell any. I never buy and sell any. I just talk about it. You guys are just going to sit there and watch it, and you're not going to like what you see today, especially if you're a long holder. If you're shorter, you're happy. You wrote call options against this stock, you're kind of happy. But all in all, most of us are going, I'm not happy seeing it down here at 142.80, 142.48 right now. I'm not happy seeing it there, but it is there. And this YouTuber is telling you where it is. This YouTuber is telling you why he thinks it's where it is. And this YouTuber is going to keep on doing this, whether you watch me or not. I'm going to talk about what these stocks are doing and try to interpret why. And I'll try to do it in a plain English kind of way. And it might or might not turn you on. And you might only want to watch me when the stock goes up, because it's just better when the stock goes up to watch me on the stock. I get it. Maybe that's the best time to watch me, is only when it goes up. On the other hand, you watch me when it goes down, you understand why it's going down, and you realize it's not going down because Ryan Cohen had a bad night's sleep last night. It's not going down because the directors on the board are deciding to quit now because the stock is down $20 since they were nominated to the board. That's not it. The shares are down because there are more sellers today than buyers. And the sellers who've come into this stock have come in a pretty aggressive way, which tells me these aren't retail investors selling this stock. This isn't you guys. You guys who watch me, most of you who watch me are retail investors. You're not the ones making the stock go down today. You've never been the ones who have actually made the stock go down, actually. I think that the reason for the stock that it goes up most of the time is because retail investors step in when they sense an opportunity to get a cheap stock. We've now been playing around this 140 neighborhood now for about 15, 20 minutes, and it's been jumping between 140 and 142. But can it go lower? Yes, it can. But could it also go higher? Yes, it could. Have we reached the point of equilibrium? I don't know. I can't say for sure right now. It's too early in the day. We're only an hour and 2 minutes into a market that's going to go until 4:30 or whatever price time this afternoon. It's going to take a while before we're done this market, or 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. But I'll be around. I'll be around for this morning, and I'll be around this afternoon to see where it's going at. But you have to decide for yourselves. Do you want to get some of this stuff down here? It's 141.84. If you're happy with what you have and you're going to wait it out, way to go. Should you sell this stock right now? I don't think so. I wouldn't be selling this stock right now. But you've got to decide for yourselves what you want to do. Ashley, did you see that the Ascendant analyst downgraded? Yes. They could have paid for it. They certainly didn't mind this guy saying what he said. Was he a moron to do what he's doing? Maybe. Is he looking for clickbait? Maybe. Maybe the guy is just trying to get his name out there, and this is a great way to do it. He's a negative on the stock anyway. He's going to stay a negative on the stock. So why not get some highlights and some promotion by dropping the target price to $10 from 13? I mean, that's a college stunt. That's a stunt, but it worked. Are you talking about it? Yep. Is he getting press? Yes, he is. Maybe that's all this guy wants. Just wants his name out there. wants to show his employer that he's a relevant force, that I'm a guy they pay attention to. Well, yeah, okay. I'm paying attention to you. I'm calling you an idiot. But that's just my opinion. You have to have your opinion about this person. Would you invite this person over for a barbecue to your house? He ain't coming to my house for a barbecue, but then again, he probably wouldn't accept it anyway. What can I say? Rob, number one issue, we came here for honesty. You're flip-flopped over the weekend. You've been telling us for months. How about the detailed truth of that now? You think I flip-flopped? You think I've actually flip-flopped on the whole thing? You're getting it wrong. You're just getting it wrong. I think that the company has a lot going for it. I think that the short scenario is out there. I believe it. But I have noticed in the last 3 to 6 months that whatever the short scenario is and whatever pressure is on these hedge funds, they seem to be able to mess with the market at their whim, beck and call, and they are. And there'll come a point in time where they'll be overwhelmed. You remember about 5 weeks ago, the shares got to 38.50, and they bounced back to that 44, 45 range, and they were in that 45 to 50 range. It was at that point in time we reached the turning point, the latest, greatest turning point, where the shares had been coming down and coming down and coming down, and then they stopped. They came back to the 50 neighborhood, and they stopped, and they traded between 45 and 50 for several days. And then on that one Wednesday, it all happened where the overwhelming buy orders came in and took out the shorters, completely annihilated them. And within a week, the stock was 150 to 200 and went back up to 346. That was the last time that happened. We haven't had that since. We're now here a month plus 5 weeks later. We're at 140, 140 on the stock. And right now, the short sellers are still in control, as far as I'm concerned, of the momentum of the stock. As I see it, rightly or wrongly, that's what I see right now. These guys are in charge. AMC is $8.83 a share. Sellers are in charge of AMC, and they're in charge of GameStop right now. They're running the roost right now. But there will come a point in time eventually, but I don't know where that is, where it'll turn again. Will it be here at 141 for GameStop? Will it be at 120? Will it be at 100? Will it be at 78.99? Will it be at 69.94? I don't know. The stock might not go down another $1 from here. It might go from here to 500 a share, but I don't see it happening this second as I'm talking to you live right now. And again, if you're here because you're hoping for me to give you a trade where you can buy it now and this afternoon sell it for 40 bucks a share more, you've come to the wrong guy. I am not a day trader's stock picker. I'm a guy that interprets the markets and tries to bring it down into a plain English format to help you understand where the markets are going and what's happening and why these markets are doing what they're doing. This is what I am about. I've always been about this. I'm not here to give you a trade where you can triple your money in an hour. I'm the wrong guy. There are others out on YouTube who are trying this, who try to do this all the time, but I've never advertised myself as a stock flipper's advisor. That's not my game plan. I'm here for the long haul and the big picture, and I'm looking at the big picture of GameStop, and I like it overall. I do, always have, but I will not tell you it's going to 1,000 a share today. That's not going to happen. It can't happen. It's just impossible. We have 1,700 people giving me thumbs ups today. We have 207 people giving me thumbs downs today. So we have an 8.5 to 1 ratio right now on the thumbs up, thumbs down ratio because of the chat we're having right now. I like GameStop. I like the new management of GameStop. I am happy to see the old guys get kicked out of there. I think it's great. I like that they're dropping the store counts. I think it's fantastic. I like the fact that their e-commerce sales are rising, and that's the direction they're going. I like the people they are stealing from other companies. I think it's fantastic. I hope you like it. I hope you like the direction of GameStop. I hope you like the way the management is evolving in GameStop. I hope you like the game plan that that new management has for GameStop. If you do, and you're a fan of the stock, like I'm a fan of the stock, give me a thumbs up. But if you think that I hate the company, well, that's your prerogative. We're at 140 share right now. I've been telling you it's going under 140 today, and it just did at 139.32. It is getting hit by the hedge funds. They are coming in here and they're dropping this stock because they can. There's not enough buyers to stop the big sellers from dropping this market. That's all it is. It's nothing personal. It's just business. And these guys have got billions of reasons why they want this stock lower, because they are in big trouble. When the stock turns the other direction, and if it does turn, it will run up $50 a share in half an hour. It'll run. These guys will be multi-billions more in trouble, because at that point they realize this gig is up again. We got nailed yet again, where we had our way with them down to this 140 range, but then it took off the other direction. Will it happen right now? I don't know. I'm here. I'm watching. I'm watching. I'm with you. Hope it'll happen, but I don't see it happening at the moment. The Dow is down 96 points. Nothing to worry about. By the way, 5.4 million traded on GameStop. There's no volume. It's very quiet. The Dow down 95 points. S&P down 10. NASDAQ down 95 points. We got a quiet day on the markets. Really quiet day on the markets. True Bruce fans know what this channel is really all about. Bagel porn. Thank you so much. Finally someone gets it. There you have it. It's all about bagel porn. That's what it's all about. Jennifer is alive and well. She's moving about, and I'm happy to hear that. That's good news. John, is it possible Jeffries is handling the share offering for AMC right now? Anything is possible, but I doubt it. There's no way that Jeffries is trying to drop the market on GameStop. That's not what they're there for. So I don't think so. Jen, how you doing today?
I'm good.
I've got all kinds of people mad at me today.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a lot of red on the board.
Yeah, the markets are red right now. And when the markets are red, people get ornery.
Oil's up. Do you think that means that they will increase the price of gas at the corner even more? Did you tell them what we pay for gas?
Jen's a little upset about the oil and gas prices. She's not happy with our gas prices here locally.
Yeah.
We've been at the 128 a liter range lately, and now we're at 131 a liter. She's not happy.
Yeah.
Oil is up 133 a barrel to 60.65. So Jen
obviously the gas is.
Jen knows gas will go up a dime a liter because a buck a barrel.
Wait, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with the refineries, honey. The
refineries. They're doing their maintenance, and so they raise their prices. If you run a refinery, you can make a lot of money, and that was easy. That's easy. That's so easy as a refinery. What can I say? How you doing?
So I heard bagel talk. I fed the cat. Do you feel second place today?
What's that?
I fed the cat already. I fed the cat before I fed you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I was in the middle of a discussion where people are upset at me right now. We have 215 thumbs downs right now.
Oh.
And we have 1,800 thumbs ups.
They don't like what you're saying.
They don't like what I'm saying. And I'm asking people, if you think I hate GameStop, then give me a thumbs down. If you actually think I hate the company, which I find incredible that people would actually think I hate the company. But I got 219 now saying you hate the company. And I got 1,800 going, no, you don't hate the company. You like the company. You're just telling us what's going on. Right. And I thought that's what I thought I was doing here on this channel all the time. But for some reason, 225 people are going, no, you've always been a shill. And you're always, So I think most of those 225 thumbs downs are not from members of this channel. I think they're from non-members who are the AMC crowd that hate me anyway, because I gave my personal opinion on it.
They're looking in to know when the stock's going to go up again, what minute.
They want to know what minute.
Not what day, what minute.
What minute's the stock going up, Bruce? And if you're not going to tell us what minute, then you obviously don't like the stock. Because,
obviously don't know anything.
I don't know anything. We're now at 1,900 on the thumbs ups. So that's just got that through.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
Did you show off your postcards?
I didn't. I get these. We're getting these postcards from viewers in the mail, which is absolutely beautiful. Jen and I just love you for this. Canada, the Canada Postal Service has basically given away these postcards to every person in Canada. You get one for
Except
nothing.
we've never gotten our postcards.
I think ours are coming, and well, I think they're on a rotation basis. I could be wrong, but
we have very
we have slow mail.
Slow mail.
Yeah,
service.
but anyway, they come with a postage mark right here, which is just
Already posted.
from Canada Post. So it's a free postcard that anyone can send within Canada. And so a couple of viewers have decided, well, we'll send one to Bruce and Jen right here. Bruce and Jen, box 941, Creston, BC. And then we have another one that came in to Bruce at 941. So folks are sending us these postcards, which is really nice. And we have Iman, and then we have I can't read this guy's name though. I can't.
I think it's Rob.
Rob
with Cruising the High Seas.
Oh, Cruising the High Seas. Rob with Cruising the High Seas sent me, and he watches me on my other channel. He watches me on Traveling with Bruce. And then and this one here is this is from Ivan. It says, greetings from the capital. So I think that's Ottawa. And love the show and the bagels. We have Kettleman's Bakery, where they make fresh bagels right in front of you. So that's
maybe he means Vancouver.
Capital. Oh, maybe the capital of British Columbia. Maybe Victoria.
Maybe Victoria.
Maybe Victoria, or from Calgary, Alberta,
or
or from Ottawa in Ontario. We don't know where it came from because it doesn't have a postmark telling us where it came from. Yeah. Because again, this is one of those freebies from Canada Post.
But would you like to have a Pilo's bagel this
morning? Oh, I'd like to have a Pilo's bagel for sure. Sesame seed bagel, that would be great. I'm thinking one of those all meat specials.
Ooh.
I went to the grocery store the other day and picked up some.
So no egg?
No, just the bagel, just the meat today. I'll do a meat lovers today. So it's a meat lovers bagel to start because I need protein from all the attacks I've been getting today. I need protein to build up my immune system to handle all the personal attacks that I've been getting. I'm listening to a rational acquaintance lay it all down. Easy to digest, much like my breakfast, and everything, Bruce, seasoned with 46 years of experience. Nathan, thank you for that very kind comment. I haven't been getting many of them today. What can I say? In Norway, 230 Canadian a liter is kind of normal for gasoline around here. Diesel is a bit cheaper. Have a good day. Isn't that crazy? Johannes, thank you for this donation. That's something. We're 130 Canadian a liter, which 131.9. So you multiply that by 3.7, and that's a U.S. gallon. So 130 times 3.7 to give you an idea what we're talking about here. That's almost $5 a gallon in Canadian money for a U.S. gallon. Now you turn that into American money, and we take about, that'll get down to about $4. So it's about $4 U.S. for a gallon of gas here in Creston, where 3.5 miles from here is Idaho, which we can't go to. And if I go to, if I just go to Bonner's Ferry, which is 20 minutes from here, I haven't seen Bonner's Ferry since last February, March. Down there, we would pay maybe, $3 US a gallon or something, like $1 less, at least. So, you got a 20-gallon tank in a big car. That's $20 a tank cheaper. Now, you go to the Costco store in Coeur d'Alene, you could be another 20-30 cents a gallon cheaper again. So yeah, we miss the trips down south. We certainly do miss the trips down south to our favorite Costco store. Unfortunately, would I keep more of the profits if I buy shares through Roth IRA and withdraw early rather than a brokerage account? Thanks, Bruce. Would I keep more of the profits if I buy shares to a Roth IRA, withdraw early? Boy, I can't answer that question because this is a U.S. tax question, and I'm not a U.S. tax expert. This is something. Yeah, I mean, if you bought the stock in a regular brokerage account, let's say GameStop, and then you made a profit on the sale, you would have a capital gains profit, wouldn't you? And then you would pay tax on at the capital gains rate, whatever that is in the States. I know in Canada, if you buy stock outside of an RSP or outside of a Roth like you have, we have a capital gain. And so we only pay tax on half of it. So if we make $1,000 profit, we have a $500 capital gain. We pay tax on that money. So if you're in a 20% tax bracket in Canada and you've made a $500 profit, you pay $100 in tax on the $500, but you actually made $1,000 in total profit. You only pay tax on half, 500, at 20%, $100. So in effect, it's a 10% tax rate. You cleared a foul, you sent the government a 100, you keep $900. The government encourages people to make money in the markets, right? Sure, of course. So if you can make, $100,000 and you pay tax on 50 of it, and now your rate, let's say, pardon me, but your tax rate is 30% because you've made $50,000. You pay $15,000 in tax. Who cares? You're paying $15,000 in tax on a gain of $100,000. Keep 85 grand. Now make $1 million, and your tax rate goes to 40%, but only on half the money. You're only paying 40% on 500,000. That's 200,000 to the government. You get to keep 800,000. It's not an onerous tax burden, I don't think, to be worried about. I mean, so, make $1 million a year every year in the market and net out 800 grand after tax. I don't know what are you complaining about? Now, inside a Roth IRA, whatever you gain is probably tax free as long as you keep it there. So if you made $1 million, you sold it, you've got all your gains sitting there, your original capital sitting there. You don't have to pay tax on it until you withdraw it. And you're going to withdraw it at age, 73? What's the deal in the US? I don't know the deal. You know the deal. You're talking to a tax expert to help you with this. And you might roll that over into some other form of an annuity of some kind. Again, this is not my purview, but there is a difference between capital gains tax and taxes out of a Roth IRA. Obviously, you have to figure that out for yourself. By the way, while I'm yapping away here on GameStop and everything else, it went down to as low as 139. It's now 140.102. So all the drama of breaking 140 is now 140.102 on volume of 5.9 million shares. So maybe we've hit the low today, maybe not. But for now, we seem to have kind of hit a point, where things are calm. But here is something else coming through. We got us a bagel.
Got a little Bavarian meatloaf, some
beer sausage,
and ham. Mm-hmm.
And a slice of cheddar cheese on a sesame seed toasted bagel.
Honey mustard mayonnaise.
Honey mustard mayo. Oh yeah, it's all good stuff. Good times now. It's all good times now.
That was easy.
Thank you, Jen. I
like this too much.
She loves that button. That was easy. What can I say?
It's not as much fun as the fart machine, but it's pretty fun.
That's true. Yeah, we have 245 thumbs downs.
That was easy.
And we have 1,900 thumbs ups. Hang on a second. I killed it.
That was easy.
I didn't push it down hard enough. Thank you, everybody, for the 1,900 thumbs ups. Keep them coming in. I do appreciate it.
That was easy.
We have 3,600 people watching me live right now, approximately. And I appreciate all of you being here today. This is absolutely wonderful. Thank you for popping in to see me. We're going to start eating a bagel here and see how it goes. Thank you for those of you who are popping in and sending me messages also on my private email. Appreciate that. If you'd like to have a one-on-one consultation with me, I'm more than happy to do one with you whenever you like. And there you go. And comments, keep coming. Thank you. We have Geo, Stan Rogers or Stompin' Tom Connors. What's the music?
Stan Rogers.
Stan Rogers for Jennifer. It's Stan Rogers, only Stan Rogers, all Stan Rogers.
We got to see him live 3 times.
Yeah, we did. We saw him live. Yeah, way back when. Gregory Allen, emotion drives the stock market. Therefore, how does business performance affect stock price in the long term? Cheers for your honesty. Thank you, Gregory. Well, of course, emotion will take it over for a while, but fundamentals will eventually rule the day, where stocks will eventually trade on fundamentals or perceived fundamentals. There is that. We're at $140 on GameStop, and I'm about to have my bagel today. Hopefully, the stock will go higher as I eat this bagel and for the rest of the day. But it's possible we could still get a few of these shots coming against us. It's just the way this market is right now. 5.9 million traded today. Oh.
5.9 million.
Light volume. Light. Oh, yeah. This is so good. It's so good. Oh, man. Yeah. I need a freaking sandwich right now, says Olivia.
I know it's so mean of you.
Oh, my God. Ashley, the trollers be trolling because GameStop suspension bridge is just hanging low. That's right. That's right. First bite, 139. Good time to buy more, maybe. That crunch shattered a few windows. Erico, stock market, Bruce, I love your honest analysis, for better or worse. You're having the AMC effect again. You tell people what they don't want to hear, and then they pout. I still love you here. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate that. Really appreciate all you. A lot of people in the sub talk like they know what they're talking about. Just relax. He's rubbing it in my face. Oh, my God. He's eating that bagel on me. Oh, man. Is Tony Freeze? Tony's still locked up, but he's watching. He's with us. Tony, we know you're there, buddy. We know you're there. We got to get Tony out. We've got to get him out. 140 again. Going back. Thank you, Gio. We haven't been in a while, but I hope everyone's having a good time. We're trying to have a good time. We're trying to have a good time. Maybe you guys haven't thrown up enough emojis. Have you thought of that? Maybe that we just, I got to get some emojis up here. I'm going to get some emojis up right now. I'm going to get some neat emojis going right now. Neat. Get a bunch of those going. Got to get the butter going through 140. Got to get through there like a hot knife through butter. Got to get this market going. We got to rock on here. Rock on emojis. Here we go. Let's get this stock going. Oh, yeah. Cheers, everybody. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody. Really appreciate it. I'm not for sure if you know, but being in the U.S., would an LLC be worth setting up for trading, like a day trading account? Well, it depends how much money you're dealing with, for sure. Certain states have tax rules that could make it advantageous to have an LLC for just this kind of thing. Certain states, you're better off maybe trading on your own as an individual. But the IRS, with regards to write-offs, you might be better off using an LLC for legitimate write-offs, because if you can run your account from your home as you're trading stock, you might be able to write off a part of your overhead, maybe part of your mortgage payment, or you can charge rent to your LLC. You can charge overhead for electricity, internet connectivity, all the fees, of course, running your brokerage account, obviously. Gains and losses are booked as corporate gains, corporate losses. The tax rate on an LLC might be much, much lower. And in some cases, no state taxes at all. The federal tax might be much lower for you. This is where you need to talk to an accountant, depending on how much money you're moving around. But some of you, if some of you are handling $300,000 to $1 million or more, it could well be worth your while to have an LLC for your brokerage, your trading account, and then you're paid a salary or a percentage of gains, or you're a hedge fund manager, you're running your own LLC fund, and then it hires you to run it, and or you hire your wife on an income split deal, or however you work it. You each pay yourselves a small salary, and then you pay yourselves dividends based on how well the company does. There might be ways to play this. Worth looking into. Sorry, Bruce, if I missed this. I'm working at the same time here. How will the failure to deliver come into play? I hear you saying that this is a great long-term play, but seems that there was some thought about it being big before. This can happen at any time for this stock. I have not taken this off the table, but I don't know when, and I don't know how much. I don't know how violently this will affect it. I have no idea. The stock, by the way, is 142.50. We're a little higher now. But the failure to deliver thing is always overhanging this market. It always has and will always be. I just don't know when this kicks in for any of us. In the meantime, the company itself, with its corporate developments, has to be the driver for this stock. In my humble opinion, that's what needs to drive this market. And this stuff, the failure to deliver, is gravy, is added bonus. But I don't know if and when, and how and when. I mean, the if is probably a done deal. There likely will be something to it. I just don't know how big and when. That's the problem. The bagel, we're at 142.64 now. We're looking better on the stock, definitely. 6.4 million traded now, approaching 143. AMC at the low of the day, right around here now, 868. The low was 863. It's right down here. Having a bad day. 22 million traded on AMC. 143.05 GameStop. At 6.4 million, it's up $4.05 from the low of the day so far. Was that the low of the day? Or is it a temporary pause? We'll have to see. If this thing wants to keep coming on, we'll see what kind of recovery can we get here and how far. Thank you, damn it, Jim. Thank you. It might go up. It might go up. Bruce, it seems that every other ticker is falling. Dow, NASDAQ, SP. Maybe it's not only the GameStop. That could be it too. That could be it. The bagel strikes back. Bagel power. Fear the bagel. That's right. Fear the bagel, babies. Oh, man. Well, I don't know the answer to this question. This one I can't answer. I don't know. Here's James' comment. I'm not going to lie. This really clarified things on where Bruce stands. That's how I've seen it. The squeeze is icing on the cake. But this morning, it sounded like it was saying not to pay attention to it. The key to this company is its corporate moves, the corporate performance. That's the key to this stock. That is the solid future of this stock. To get it to 1,000 and keep it there, and then go from there to 2,000, and from there to higher and higher. The corporate story has to be the one. The icing on the cake, absolutely. The fuel on top of a campfire, absolutely. And at any time, we could have flare-ups on the short side, anytime. But the big picture for this company is the moves that Ryan Cohen is making. That's what you have to buy into. You cannot hold this stock for a week or two, expect it to go to $1,000 a share. That's the wrong way to look at this stock. The way to look at this stock is buy the Ryan Cohen story. That is the bottom line right there. That is the upside of this company, the Ryan Cohen story. The shorting and everything else, the failure to deliver and all that, that's all just added fuel on the fire. I don't think he doesn't know it. He's watching it too. He's very aware of what's going on. Anyway, that's where I'm thinking it's all about the bagel. Can start my Monday without Uncle Bruce. I can't start it. I can't do it. I have to have Uncle Bruce. Thank you, everybody, for having me in your life. Stock's halted? I don't know. Is it really halted? I don't know about that. 143. Doesn't look to me like it's halted. Unless I'm missing something. No halt. It's not halted. Stock's not halted. 143.50 going up. Great comment right here. You got to get a little knee on your bagel. That's what you need right now. Free Tony. We need Tony to be free. Oh, that bagel's so good. Man. Oh, man, oh, man. Love it. 2,100 thumbs up. 258 on the downside. Thank you guys so much for the support. Absolutely. We've got the neat emojis going everywhere. Absolutely. We got to get Tony with us. Free Tony. We got to get the neat emojis out there to free Tony. Tony, we're thinking of you. We know you're out there, buddy. It's all good. We'll get you free. We'll get enough of knees out there to try to make it happen. Thank you, everybody. 142.42 on the stock. We're up a couple of bucks since I started the bagel. We're at down 15.94. AMC down to 8.54, down 86 cents on 24 million shares. Really rough shape for AMC. That stock 3 weeks ago was $14 a share. Unbelievable. Thank you. 2,100 thumbs ups now. They're coming in. Thank you for the thumbs ups, guys. 259 on the downside, and it's about an 8-to-1 ratio, 7-to-1 ratio. Thank you for the support on the positive side of this ledger. I appreciate it. 3,278 people are here right now watching this market go through what it's going through as we're grinding it out. We are paying our dues. We are earning all the upside on this GameStop. We are earning it now as we are handling these, these days where the shares are under pressure. JL, so I still love Bruce. I still love the people in the comments. I still love bagels. I still love the stock. All is well. All is well. Cheers to everybody from yours truly here, Creston, British Columbia. Thank you for those of you who are picking up these logo items from my Redbubble store. Jen and I so appreciate it. We're working on new logos right now, additional logos, so keep an eye open for those. As soon as I have some ready, you'll see what they look like. Thank you, everybody. Here you go, Josh. How many of those people are with the thumbs downs are going to retract once they figure it out? Well, once the stock goes to 1,000 a share, they'll go, "Oh, I guess he was right." Oh well. I know there's a bunch of people out there who do not like this channel. They are wanting this channel to be like many other channels out there. They want me to be a cheerleader for stocks and only be a cheerleader. They don't want the downside of anything. They only want to think, better days are ahead, Bruce. That's all we want you to do. Don't give us your opinion about anything. Sorry, that's not why I'm here. I'm not a robot. I am here to comment on what I see going on and try to do it in a plain English kind of way. And some days it just isn't pretty. And you need to know that when it isn't pretty, you should know that because, we're all adults here, I think. And so there you have it. Question is 140. Is that the new wall? Temporarily, maybe. I don't know if that'll be the new wall forever. But that's where we are right now. That's exactly where we're at. Anyway, what can I tell you? Bruce is never 7-1 on his discounted like ratio. Whatever the shills are out this heavy, my mouth waters. Yes, there are a lot of haters out today. Bruce, are you sure IPOE name change is happening this week? It's happening at any time. I'm not saying and guaranteeing any day because I don't know. I have no way of finding out the day that IPOE will become SoFi. I know it will become SoFi. It's supposed to become SoFi. I don't know what day it's going to become SoFi. And that's why I'm sitting here going, anytime, I'm ready, guys. Come on, anytime. I think the way it'll work is the day will come and go. The shares will, the day will end one day. And then we'll get an announcement that afternoon from the exchange, the public company, both. That will be an announcement, and we'll get an official announcement that will say, tomorrow the so-and-so stock exchange will call for trading shares of SoFi, and the symbol will be such and such. All shares of IPOE will now become SoFi as of tomorrow. Now, the next morning, what I expect would happen is there won't be any pre-trading. That there won't be any trading until they officially do the first transaction on the exchange. This is my guess. I think that's how this goes. And they'll have a ceremony on the floor, and they'll try to match buyers to sellers in case there's an imbalance to start the day. And then maybe half an hour into the market, an hour into the market, they'll call the stock for trading. I'm guessing that's how it's going to go. And the shares might be exactly where they were the night before. They might be a little lower. They might be a little higher, or they could be a lot higher. I don't know. Each one's its own unique thing, But when it happens, it'll be one day you'll see the stock trade under this symbol, and then the next day your stock is gone. You don't find that stock in your portfolio anymore because it's now called SoFi, and that's how it's gonna go. The options will be just a 1-for-1 name change only. Everything's the same. The stock will be a 1-for-1 name change. Everything's the same. And then we press ahead. But then watch SoFi start talking. And they're going to do a lot of talking. So there you go. Okay, guys? Anyway, we got a troll here. We got a troll. They don't like me. So we actually have a troll who's become a member of the channel to now troll comments on the channel. And now I've just eliminated their comments from the channel. So thanks for the money. Sorry you can't comment anymore. It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, it just blows my mind. It's just amazing that it's a paying troll. It's a troll paying to comment on this show, and I know there's at least 7 of them. There's at least 7 channels that have been created, memberships. 7 of them have been created to slam my comment section. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep an eye on it. If I can find them, I'll get rid of them. But I can't. What am I supposed to do? It just blows my mind that some people will actually pay me to try to troll me. That's how much they either love to hate me or love to hate me, or whatever. I don't know. What can I say? It is, yeah, like $70-$80. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Some trolls have got money. You gotta respect trolls with cash, Amazing. Anyway, there it is. There it is. Thanks for funding our dude's Tesla. We love the stock. We love the Bruce. We love the bagels. I'm really just a troll, but I'm a positive troll, Bruce. I'm a troll that loves you. I'm a loving troll. Bruce, don't call them out. Just mute them so they keep paying while you think that they're spamming, because they think that their messages are being seen. Whatever, guys. Wow, I'm floored. Thank you, trolls. That gives me so much proof that you're just honest, Bruce. It just shows how honest you are. I Googled Bruce, like they said, and Bruce's shop was one of the first things that showed up. So really, it's free advertising. What can I say? I just want to get exposure to the increased demand for nickel because of the EV boom. Should I look at mining stocks or at futures? Oh boy, you want to play the nickel futures? I don't know if that's what you want to do, but yeah. I mean, you can buy mining stock where at least they have a dividend and you'll be paid to hold it. But you're going to have to do some Googling. You got to do some research on this, because I don't know any stocks that I would refer you to on this area. But yeah, you may want to do some Googling on the best performing or highest dividend paying or whatever mining companies that that are supplying EV battery manufacturers with the raw materials. Find out the ones you want, right? I don't know. Trolls with cash, laughing out loud. Yeah. The fact that trolls are out in force speaks volumes that we're doing something right. I mean, if we're attracting them, that's what's happening. Honest Uncle Bruce, HUB. Great opportunity to pick up some more IPOE at around $70. Yeah, we're at $17.15 a share, down 62 cents today on IPOE. How about that? Wolfgang, the haters must have sold their stock in the red. 143.32 is where we're at right now. I wish I had a job where folks could pay me money to show discontent. I love you, man. I tell you, what can I say? This is the way. Lithium mines. Yeah, what can I say? People pay money. They pay me money to tell me how much they hate me. That's pretty good, huh? That's not bad. The trolls are absolutely miserable inside. Bruce, pity them. There you go. Francisco, you should just look into GameStop. That's all you should. You just buy GameStop. It is what it is. What can I say, kids? I got a wild and wacky following out there. It really is. It's just, wowee. I do what I can. I already got a sizable position, so I'm just looking for other stuff. It's all good. It's an episode of Billy Goat's Gruff this day. GameStop forever. Let's see. Someone's wife's boyfriend just lost 8 pounds. A Vale, a VALE. Anyway, thank you, everybody. 143 on the stock of GameStop. The Dow is down 79. S&P is down 7. NASDAQ is down 73 points. Oil up 82 cents a barrel right now. Very, very calm kind of day all over. Restore the balance, says Andrew. That's what we're watching. 143.10. Volume on GameStop is now 6.9 million. Over on AMC, oh man, what a terrible day they're having there. 875 on the stock, got as low as 851. Bounced a little bit right now, but it's just getting these little bounce backs, and then it just seems to go down again. It's really rough. 26 million volume on AMC, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a negative day all over the place. Microsoft is up 84 cents, and Tesla's up 1976. Not much else is green. I mean, everything else is pretty well red. Not a lot to get excited about it all? How about that? Yeah, we're not getting excited. 143.02 on GameStop. Coming back from that 139 low, a $4 bounce back. That's all it is. It might go lower, but then again, it might go higher. We'll watch this market as we always do. That is what we've got to do. What else is going on? What did Bruce talk about to bring on the haters? Oh man, the trolls are like, I heard this guy chop down a cherry tree. More AMC stuff. Keep them coming. Bruce, I went to Montreal, and I don't think they like Americans. Oh man, I remember about, it was about 10 years ago. About 10 years. I can't say the exact date, but it's been a while. And there's a YouTube video that I'll direct you to. I'll tell you about it, and then you'll be able to find it, no problem. But it was a Saturday night, and the Boston Bruins were in Montreal. Oh, excuse me. The Boston Bruins were in Montreal to play the Montreal Canadiens. And whatever was going on, I don't know what it was. It could have been 10 years ago. It could have been 15 years ago. It was a while. Okay. Anyway, the Boston Bruins were in Montreal to play a hockey game. And I don't know if it was I think it was a Saturday night, but it might not have been a Saturday night. It might have been like a Tuesday or a Wednesday night. And it doesn't matter. But before the hockey games, they play the national anthem of the countries represented. So they play the American national anthem, and then they play the Canadian national anthem. We always do that in the United States. In Canada and in the USA, they play the Canadian national anthem when a Canadian team comes down to visit, and so on. Okay, so Boston is in town, and they're playing the national anthem for the United States. And there are people in the audience that are booing the national anthem. And then they played the Canadian national anthem, and it went off without a hitch. And that was like don't know what day that was. But a couple days later, Montreal is in Boston. They play the Canadian national anthem. Standing ovation, cheering, Bostonians just heaping all the love you can imagine on the Montreal Canadian players for the country of Canada. And then the American national anthem, and the game goes on. So Saturday night, Don Cherry is on Hockey Night in Canada. This is when Don Cherry used to have a first intermission segment called Coach's Corner, and you can look it up on YouTube. You can just type in Coach's Corner, Montreal boos U.S. national anthem. You'll find his reaction to this. Now, Don Cherry was the coach of the Boston Bruins when Bobby Orr, the legendary player, was playing the game, and he had Phil Esposito and a whole bunch of guys. And he was outraged at Montreal, the city of Montreal, the fans in Montreal, not the city, the fans at the game, showing, yeah, you want to see what happens, folks? You don't know this because he's talking to Canadians. He's talking to Canadian viewers in Canada. He says, you don't know this, but earlier this week, Boston was in town, Montreal, play it, and they're playing the national anthem, and you can hear the booing. And he says, okay, enough of that. Okay, now let me show you how the folks in Boston do it. Okay, the greatest sports fans in the world. Play it. And they play the national anthem of Canada. You can hardly hear it. The cheering is just, people are just clapping and cheering and whistling. You can barely hear the Canadian national anthem. The ovation is just over the top. And he comes back and says, the greatest fans in the world, Boston. Don't mess with Boston. And I thought, oh, man, that is so cool. So, Jonathan, I'm sorry that if you went to Montreal and it didn't go well, I apologize. I can tell you, wherever else you want to go, come out west. You come out here, you'll feel pretty welcome around here because we love the Americans. We love our American friends. Calgary, where I used to live, that's an oil and gas town. I would say 40%, at least 40% of the companies in Calgary that are in the oil and gas business are based out of the United States. They're from Denver, Houston, Dallas, all over oil and gas country. And many of the oil and gas companies that are Canadian based in Calgary have offices in Denver, Houston, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Kansas, all over the United States. I mean, the business of oil and gas, natural gas, and pipelines and refining is an international business. And Calgary has got a huge number of Americans living there full time. And I've met hundreds and hundreds and hundreds over the years. And so many of them tell me, like I'll talk to a husband and wife, and they'll say, we got transferred up here. Our company from Denver or from Houston transferred us to Calgary to the office up here. And when we got up here, the husband would say, I've been up here a few times on business, but then I got told that I can come up here and live here with my family. And you learn as much as you can about a country, and then you move, right? And you give it a shot. And I asked all these Americans, I say, well, what do you think of living in Canada? What do you think about living in Calgary? And they're all going, we love it up here. We just love it. It's so great. What a family friendly place for the kids. Oh my gosh. We have all these outdoor activities we can do up here. The mountains are right there. You got band, Lake Louise, you got hockey, you've got football, you got baseball, you've got soccer. The education system is fantastic. The kids have all their friends, and they're realizing that they not only have friends that are Canadian friends, these kids have friends that are originally from India, from the UK, from around the world, because Canada is quite a welcoming place. And so these kids are realizing this ain't Dallas anymore. This isn't Kansas anymore. It is a whole other place. And the parents are they just love it. They just love the cosmopolitan way of the country, right? But every once in a while, there are tensions, whether it's a, politically driven tension or what have you. And every once in a while, you'll see a display of non-affection, but generally speaking, oh my gosh, Canadians and Americans, I mean, the people themselves, they get along so great together. It's incredible. It's just unfortunately the attention grabbers that, we know, who I'm talking about. Those attention grabbers in the media that want to be on top of it. But get a chance and check out the Don Cherry video of Coach's Corner, Montreal Canadiens fans booing the American anthem, and you'll see the other side. One of the videos that are one of my personal favorites on YouTube that I've loved for, oh gosh, I've watched this video no less than 100 times. First time I saw this video was probably 10, 11 years ago, 12 years ago. And if you really want to watch something emotional, you enter the U.S. national anthem, Chicago Stadium All-Star Game. I think it was the 1991 All-Star Game. And the NHL's teams, they came in for the one game in Chicago. It was the old Chicago Stadium where they had that big organ in the stands, and they had Wayne Mesmer. Wayne Mesmer was the guy singing the anthem. And in Chicago, when they play the national anthem, there's cheering. There's always cheering going on when the anthem is played. But nothing today replicates the way it used to be in the old stadium. Anyway, this particular game, this particular moment in time is when the first Gulf War had broken out, and the Americans had sent in all of their troops, a whole bunch of their troops, to Saudi Arabia to get Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait. You remember that? The first Desert War. This was being broadcast to the troops. And the folks in Chicago just wanted to let them know, we got your back. We're watching. We know you're there. We know you're watching. We know you're listening. It's pretty cool. 2:58. I got to go. This is my 3-hour deal. I got to go. Check that one out. I'm breaking up. It's killing me. Love Chicago. Love that town. Boston. Oh my God. Can't wait to get to Boston. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I can hardly handle it. I'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Let's see what GameStop can do. We're at 143.80, maybe going to 144. Go, GameStop, please. Thank you, everybody, for coming in here. Sorry we're seeing some troll activity, but you know what? They're paying to be here. Oh, what can I say? Thank you for the money, trolls. Appreciate the cash. You're helping the cause, getting me closer to a Tesla all the time. Thank you for being here. We'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Check out those videos and let me know what you think of them when you get a chance to see them. They're pretty darn good. Chicago All-Star Game, National Anthem in Chicago Stadium, and Montreal fans booing the U.S. anthem when the Boston Bruins come to town. Listen to Don Cherry and then check it out. Thanks, you guys. Love you guys. You're just the best. Thank you, everybody. We'll talk to you later, and we'll see you at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, bye for now.